It's the final game of this 4-game homestand, and it's a big one for Joshua Roy, who, after leading Laval in scoring, got promoted to the big club this week. Speaking of call-ups, Maverick Lamoureux joined Utah a month ago, but tonight the Laval native plays his first NHL game in his home province. Next on TSN. For the first time in its history, the Utah Hockey Club will invade the Bell Center to face a Habs team looking to erase the memories of a 6-2 loss on the weekend. A pair of World Junior champions going head-to-head, and both lead their team in goal scoring. This despite the fact Cole Caulfield is looking to break out of a 4-game drought tonight, while Dylan Guenther is on pace to crack the 30-goal mark for the first time in his career. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Habs on TSN. Mark Rowe alongside Carlo Colaiacovo. It's a matchup between the most storied franchise in hockey against one still looking for a nickname. It's the Montreal Canadiens against the Utah Hockey Club to wrap up this 4-game homestand for the Habs. One that started out so well with back-to-back wins, giving up just the 1 goal. And then there was the game against Vegas, a 6-2 loss on Saturday, and that prompted Martin St. Louis to make a lot of changes to the lineup tonight. And with more on that, let's join the guys who will call tonight's game, Brian Mudryk and Mike Johnson.
Mark, we know Christmas is coming, and Martin St. Louis could use a new blender, possibly, because his has been working overtime. A lot of changes for tonight. How about Slafkovsky and Doc? They're on the same line tonight, both 1 goal in the season so far. Caulfield, Suzuki, joined by Alex Newhook. So a lot of changes, Mike, but regardless, the team as a whole has to play better.
And that's the message Marty St. Louis is delivering with the line juggling and the deep pairs and everything else. And if you're a player, you understand right now there's a little turmoil, a little friction in a market like Montreal when these changes are made. If you're a Slafkovsky or a Doc and you're on the 4th line, well, then you're going to be scrutinized for being there. But you have to look at it as an opportunity, because right now you go out there, you play well with whoever you play with, you play well with your partner, you play well with your line, and make the most of the opportunities you are given, because that's what Marty St. Louis is doing right now. He's challenging the group to be better. Now, yes, they did not play well last game, and they had plenty of mistakes to go around. But you can't forget the things you did well in the games prior to that. The better goals against, better attention to detail, game management. Things that Marty St. Louis really looking for the team to have tonight. So forget about the noise, because there's lots of it right now in a market like Montreal when this is going on, and just focus on playing well tonight, and then tomorrow things will be much better.
Justin Barron back in the lineup for Montreal. He's paired up with Caden Gooley, and Caden Gooley joins our Kenzie Lalonde.
All right, Caden, I want to break down your on-ice warm-up routine you have with Arbor Jackeye. I mean, he swings his stick like a baseball bat. How did this start?
I don't know. I think we started last year and just kind of might have both played well one game. We just kind of stuck with it. It's kind of funny, but sometimes it gets you where there's no padding. It actually hurts a little bit. So it's a fun little routine that see if we keep it going or not. So.
I was going to say, he kind of goes all Aaron Judge when he winds up there. Moving forward to tonight's game, paired alongside Justin Barron, who's kind of been out of the lineup here as a healthy scratch the last few games. Just what do you guys want to focus on here tonight?
I think just for us, just trust our instincts. I think just play hard, keep it simple off the bat. Like you said, he hasn't played in a little bit, so just keep it simple off the bat and trust ourselves. We should be all right.
Best of luck.
Good, thank you, Missy.
So a lot of changes to this lineup, including Mike Matheson, who is a late scratch due to lower body injury. Jaden Struble will play in his spot on the blue line. You have that so-called 4th line with Juraj Slafkovsky and Kirby Dach alongside with Yoel Armia. And Martin St. Louis was asked if it's a message, and he said, it's not a message. It's just time to go to work. You're not buying that, are you?
No, it's a message, Mark. And the message is, yes, it's to go to work, because these two players have clearly struggled. You wake up and you look at the standings this morning, and the Montreal Canadiens are tied for last with the Chicago Blackhawks. That's not the step that they needed to take forward this year. That's not the season that Montreal had in mind for this group. Partly because these two top players have been struggling as much as they have been. They're not creating many goals, not creating much offense. So Marty St. Louis looks at this and says, okay, we're just coming off an embarrassing loss. We need these guys to find their games. How do I get my top players to find their games? Well, they've got to put their work boots on.
Yeah.
You get on the 4th line, you understand you're playing against, the other team's 4th lines, maybe better matchups. But you tell the guys right from they come to the rink, it's about working hard. It's about getting to the hard areas, you guys. It's about being physical. It's about using your strengths. I mean, clearly here are the struggles that these guys are going through right now. Just 1 goal in the season for both of them. So Marty St. Louis may say it's not message sending, but it's message sending because these guys definitely need to pick up their game.
All right, the Nashville Predators aren't in town, but it is country night at the Bell Center, which I know has you excited. These fans looking for the Habs to wrap up this homestand with a win. It's Utah, Montreal after the break.
Molson Canadiens Hockey on TSN is brought to you by Molson. Whether it's Canadian, Ultra, Export, or XL, there's a Molson with your name on it.
Five goals before he was pulled against Vegas on the weekend. Had the shutout, though, against Edmonton prior to that game. And Karel Vejmelka has held the opposition to 3 goals or less in each of his last 7 starts. As we send it back to Brian Mudryk and Mike Johnson with the call from the Bell Center.
Mark, a historic night in downtown Montreal. NHL Founders Day, the league 107 years old today. It is the oldest franchise versus the newest. The Montreal Canadiens taking on Utah Hockey Club for the very first time. And Mike, as we talked about, the blender is officially on, and that means guys like Juraj Slafkovsky need to step up tonight.
He knows he hasn't played well as of late. He didn't play very well last game, but Slafkovsky and Kirby Dach took the responsibility for their game, vowed to be better, so now's his opportunity. And starting on the 4th line, I guess, but you're still in the lineup, still have an opportunity to get something going positively and continue to contribute to a win tonight. So we'll see how those two guys do playing together.
Montreal Canadiens wrapping up a 4-game homestand coming off the loss Saturday versus Vegas, and Mike Matheson out of the lineup. He had a few maintenance days, thought he would play. He does not play, so Struble in, Matheson out. Underway here at the Bell Center. First ever meeting between Montreal and Utah. Arber Xhekaj on the puck. Tries to avoid contact from Bjugstad. Can't clear. Dished up top. That wrist shot just wide. And a good look early from Sergachev, the former Montreal Canadian. Thought that came out of the line,
that
but
was offside. But
play continues. And Montreal will chip that to center. Bouncing puck for Josh Anderson. They're onside. Drop for Gallagher. Brendan Gallagher. Dish to Dvorak. Backhand. Follow-up try. And play whistle down. A hooking call early. Not even a minute in. So the Montreal Canadiens on the power play here in the early stages of the first period. Bjugstad to the box.
Utah 17, minor penalty for hooking.
Christian Dvorak driving the front of the net, staying with the play, as a nice little passing sequence between Anderson, drops it back to Gallagher, and he floats this one to space nice and softly, and Bjugstad spinning Dvorak around. Now, I'm not sure where that whistle went, because I'm pretty sure Dvorak got a couple different looks at it, but with Matheson not in the lineup, Cole Hudson on the power play. Lane Hudson on the power play, first unit.
Hudson in, thought about the shot, drops it off Caulfield. who leads the team in power play goals, and as you saw, tied with a bunch of players for second in the NHL. Caulfield has 6 power play markers coming in. Here is Hudson on the move. Lane Hudson throws it behind the net. Kirby Dach battling for the puck, far boards. Slafkovsky jams it for Hudson. Hudson, he'll chip it in deep. There's Suzuki. Takes the hit from Sergachev. Hudson, good job. He will hold the zone. Hudson, little floater for Dach at the line. Back to Hudson. Lane Hudson assessing things. He'll hand it off. Caulfield. Cole Caulfield. Lane Hudson hands it off. Dach in. Pass in the high tip from Suzuki. Out of play for Montreal.
Good idea. Nice rotation up top. And you talk about 2 guys in the 4th line, Dach and Slafkovsky. They're on the first power play, so they're getting opportunity, and Hudson setting the table. So good at taking time and space, getting the puck to the guys where they can do something with it. And Suzuki trying to get a piece of that last tip.
Utah leads the National Hockey League in overall penalty minutes and penalized early in this one. Here's Yoel Armia. Hudson still out there for Montreal. Heineman, 2 power play goals. One of the top rookies in that department, but his stick broke, so he drops it to get a new one. Heineman calls for a fresh stick, but the puck's at center. Heineman, new stick, the pass to Armia. Armia for Gallagher. Lane Hudson. Gallagher. Little check there on Olli Maatta, knocked him down. Armia, Newhook, across Heineman's face, shoots up high. Oh, he can rip it, but he dusted it off, and then he missed the mark. Here's Hudson. Lane Hudson, Armia, pump pass, and Newhook let it go from the knee. And that never made its way through to Vejmelka. Hudson one more time, wrist shot. That hit a body, rebound, Newhook. Tried to get that shot on, and Lamoureux able to block that, and he'll make the change.
Good motion, side to side, up and down. Couple good looks where you want them from, just puck did not get all the way through to the net.
Jake Evans chips and chases. There is Sergachev. Just a few seconds remaining in the minor penalty. Joshua Waugh called up. He's making his season debut for the Montreal Canadiens, and number 89's on the puck. Sergachev checks him. Joshua Waugh battling for it behind with Krause. Has it in front. Anderson, wrist shot. Knocked down, rebound, and Waugh in his first shift back in the show. A pretty good look early, and these key parts of the game are presented by Napa Auto Parts.
For Utah, they play a good team game, but they need to shoot more. They need to pass it too much. Shoot first mentality for Utah. When they get in a scoring spot, take the shot. And Montreal, well, we saw it against Vegas. Just better decisions with the puck. Know when you can make a play, know when you have to be a bit safer and give your team a chance to stay in a game and not give up those great chances coming back quickly the other way.
Good penalty kill early for Utah Hockey Club. Michael Kesselring behind Vejmelka, who gets to start. He started 7 of the last 8 games for Utah. Connor Ingram, he's been out with an injury, so Vejmelka's really carried the load. Nice. Caulfield, space, in, shoots, and he can't go short side. Hit the side of the pipe, I believe. As Cole Caulfield has 3 goals in 3 career games versus Karel Vejmelka, and nearly cashed in number 4 there. Schmaltz, checked by Suzuki in the corner. Schmaltz knocked down and off the puck. Suzuki with Caulfield. They're on the move. Cole Caulfield walks it in, shoots, and off the stick of Maatta and out of play as Cole Caulfield, 12 goals on the season, very close to number 13.
Nice plays off the rush. You love the creativity and the speed on the attack, and Caulfield drives wide, Newhook slides it through. That's the tough play. And then Caulfield, that rings clean off the post on the short side of Vejmelka. Vejmelka is a goalie who catches with his right hand, so it's a slightly different look heading in against them. And you give Cole Caulfield that many rushes, he followed that one up with a 2-on-1. He will find the back of the net sooner than later.
12 goals for Caulfield, 16 points coming into tonight. So with that injury to Matheson, Barron actually now paired up with Struble for tonight. Dvorak trying to win it clean, he cannot, and Logan Cooley has the puck. He'll move it quickly. Gallagher, the body check on Sergachev. Dylan Guenther, leading goal scorer for Utah. Out there right now is Olli Maatta, will backhand it in. Gunther trying to cut in. There's Samuel Montembeault who gets the start. Game 1 of a back-to-back for Montreal. They wrap up the homestand and right back at it on the road at Columbus tomorrow. Barrett trying to go coast to coast. The shot blocked, and again Gallagher on a bit of a mission early. He's laid a lot of hits, number 11, early in this game.
Taking a run at Sergachev. He plays a ton. You want to be physical with him when you can.
Gallagher behind the net, in front. Anderson chips at it through the crease. And again, that all created from the forecheck of Gallagher, working hard down low. Justin Barrett. Watched by Gunther. Gunther will head off and start for a change. 9 goals for Dylan Gunther on the season, really finding his form in Utah. Stenlund, Cup winner with Florida. He'll pound it in. Stenlund takes a look, throws to space. Struble and Armia behind the net, trying to free the puck. Yoel Armia in on Alex Kerfoot. Stenlund, the puck, a lot of space up top. Wrist shot, Montembeault kicks it free, and Stenlund skated right down the rebound as the veteran Ian Cole let it go. He had a ton of room as they forgot about Cole. Far point. Maverick Lamoureux. He'll work it in deep, the Quebec native. Kerfoot. Battling Jackeye. Kerfoot. Swings it to the near corner. There's Lamoureux. Big contact. Feels the hit of Slafkovsky as Maverick Lamoureux, the center of attention, Laval native. The young man back playing at the Bell Center for the first time, and he's definitely playing for free tonight. All the family and friends in the house, and man, what a great kid. He was the center of attention, a big smile on his face, said he's been watching games in his building since he was 5 years old, and now he is a part of the history. Robert Bortuzzo starting a play. Proust barreling in, lost the puck. Logan Cooley, so dangerous. Across, one-time drive, Montembeault. Flashing leather, big blast, Michael Kesselring. And Montembeault, a good save. Bouncing puck at center. Matias Maccelli gets manhandled, not going any further. Pass in front, Cooley was backdoor. Wanted the feed, didn't come to him clean. Here's Schmaltz. He'll send it up top. Maccelli, wrist shot, good block. Maccelli again as Heineman paid the price. Maccelli hands it off. Schmaltz up top, wrist shot, and Bortuzzo didn't miss by much.
Montreal's trying to sag on the defenseman, but they're giving up the weak side seam time and again. Got to get in the passing lane.
There's Schmaltz. Lays it into the slot, but picked off by Newhook. Newhook on the top line tonight with Caulfield and Suzuki, and that wrist shot Caulfield he missed. Struble bouncing puck at the line, just holds it in. Here comes Suzuki. Caulfield one-timer. Glove down Vejmelka. Oh, Caulfield from a knee. Thought he beat him. And a great stop from the Utah goalie. What a chance. Caulfield's feeling it, but Vejmelka, big stop there.
To start the game, thank you very much to Karel Vejmelka, who has been busy and excellent early, including this terrific glove save on Cole Caulfield. But we should not be surprised. Goal save above expected. Strange dynamic here in Utah. Karel Vejmelka, best in the league, over 1.27 goals above expected every game. His partner, Connor Ingram, dead last in the league, which is why Ingram gets lots of goal support, has a good winning record. Vejmelka gets no goal support, has a losing record, but is in fact playing better and is now the starter in Utah.
Catches with the right glove, which Caulfield was reminded of, is Schmaltz. He'll cut in, throws it behind the net. A .940 save percentage over his last 6 showings. So, I mean, he comes to play. He just needs some goals from his forwards and D up front. Schmaltz behind the net, tries to hand it off. There's the captain, Clayton Keller, skated by it. Caulfield intercepts, gets the pass from Suzuki. Cole Caulfield from his own line takes a look and feeds Hudson. Lane Hudson over the blue line, cutting in. Hudson takes it around the net, tried to center, that hit the stick of Sergachev, bouncing around and comes to center. Cole Caulfield back for Hudson, who comes in today, tied for 3rd in rookie scoring.
This has been a good start for Montreal. Crisp, quick with the puck, and quick through the neutral zone. There he goes.
Speed from Gallagher. Got Gooley cutting in. Dvorak there as well, swinging for it, and couldn't get to the puck in time.
Almost drawing a second
Gallagher
penalty.
Battling hard at the goal line. Good start to the game for Brendan Gallagher as well. He's been active and noticeable. Logan Cooley speeding in up that left side. Cooley in, shot. Montembeault stops that, and Cooley clears that out of harm's way. Ian Cole in the corner, checked by Anderson. Cooley jammed it out in front. Comes right to Lamoureux. Long shot handled by Montembeault. Gallagher at center. Loves it to his stick. He'll backhand it in, and Montreal will start a full change. Lamoureux plays the puck to center. Slafkovsky there, and he'll get the feed back from Arber Xhekaj. Up ahead, pass intended for Doc. He'll skate in on Lamoureux. Chips it along the boards. Slafkovsky into the corner, Kirby Doc. Slafkovsky, his turn to work. Juraj Slafkovsky protects the puck, hands it off. Armia, wrist shot block, follow up. Found on that, tried to get it to Savard. And good work from Slafkovsky and Doc. Slafkovsky centers again. And right to Alex Kerfoot, he'll chip it up ice. Carconi waits, wanted some help from Stenlund, the pass behind him.
Slafkovsky put his head down, make sure that Stenlund did not get in front of him for the 2-on-1. Good work at both ends, as those group would be a little bit tired coming off. Maverick Lamoureux looks like he's feeling a little worse for wear. He's in front of the net, and he blocks this shot with his left hand, I think. And those gloves are made for comfort and not specifically designed for tons of protection. But it's going to take something significant to knock him out of this game.
Played for Drummondville in the Quebec Maritime Junior Hockey League last season. Here's Cole, throws it towards the net. Comes to the far point, Kesselring keeps it alive. Matthias Michelli turns, shoots it in. Pass in front, Cole was cutting in the veteran blue liner. A good chance on Montembeault. Utah, the 9th NHL stop for Ian Cole.
That just means that another team always wants him. The journeyman defender has bounced around.
First round pick back in the day to St. Louis is Evans. Leads the rush. Barrett, wrist shot, and Vejmelka got enough.
Love the speed, especially wide. Timing it well to take pucks in stride.
Emil Heineman for Barrett. He'll hand it off, chipped in by Evans. Barrett takes a look, he'll backhand it for Joshua Watt. Leading scorer in Laval before the call-up as he makes his season debut tonight. Clayton Keller on the puck, he'll drop it off. Nick Schmaltz, he'll work it in. Barrett Hayton. Hayton backhand, never made its way through. Evans, he got checked in line by Hayton, but backed up by Heineman, and now Evans will backhand it in. Sergachev on the puck. Came over in a blockbuster deal from Tampa. 2nd rounder, 7th rounder. J.J. Moser came in that deal as well.
Been part of a couple really big deals in his relatively young career. Drafted originally by Montreal.
2 games with the Habs and then traded for Jonathan Drouin. And he leads the team in ice time per game, and one of the top guys in the National Hockey League this year as well is Mikhail Sergachev. Had that brutal leg injury last season, Mike, versus the Rangers. Just awful. It was tough on him mentally and obviously physically, and good to see him back healthy. Nick Suzuki looking for the puck, bouncing and flipped to Caulfield. Caulfield in, was closed off by Cole. Caulfield continues to work Cooley, and Caulfield will swing it in. In comes Suzuki. Lane Hudson centers. Caulfield swing and a miss, trying to get that shot off. Reunited, Caulfield, Suzuki, and Alex Newhook this morning telling the media excited for his opportunity on the top line, trying to use his speed and fit into that line. Here's Dvorak in stride through center. Lay it back for Josh Anderson, cutting in with speed. Anderson, bouncing puck, it's the side of the net. Olimata worked it to the right side. Here's Stenlund. Stenlund, little backhand chip, Kerfoot. Big
no
hit
need for that
from
hit,
Arbor
though.
Xhekaj.
No need for that hit. That's interference. Kerfoot never touched the puck.
Xhekaj to the box, and Utah on the power play in a 0-0 game.
One man short, unfortunately. Maverick Lamoureux heads to the dressing room after blocking a shot on his left hand, presumably to get some x-rays to make sure he's okay or not. And the reason they're shorthanded here is Xhekaj, yes, it's a nice hit on Kerfoot, but you can't hit guys who don't have the puck. You just have to let him go there. And so a power play that is getting a little better. 4 of their last 6 in the last couple of games will go to work trying to open the scoring in this one.
Montreal was 2 for 2 on the penalty kill versus Vegas on Saturday, and Utah a goal Sunday at Toronto on the power play. They lost that game 3-2.
Dylan Guenther's a guy to watch 11. He can shoot it really well.
Logan Cooley up for Sergachev. Clayton Keller feeds the goal line. Cooley's there. Sergachev. Keller. Logan Cooley. High bouncing puck and just held in, but right on the stick of Armia. He'll float it to Evans. Jake Evans will flip it in. Here's Clayton Keller, some speed through center. Armia's lost his stick behind the play. He's got to hustle to get off. Guenther across, one-timer, and Schmaltz right on. Good stop, Montembeault. Guenther, Sergachev, Clayton Keller. Sergachev across, one-timer, Guenther. Rebound, Cooley in front, trying to dig it free. Schmaltz will for Guenther. Dylan Guenther. Schmaltz tried to step in, and a good play. Struble laid out to block his path. Guenther. Sergachev. Keller. Clayton Keller. Down low. Cooley trying to seam that through. Caden Cooley, good play. Keller keeps it alive. Clayton Keller, near circle. Him and Cooley play pass. Keller, Sergachev. Logan Cooley, down low again. They play pass up top. Oh, what a stop. Gunther, point blank, denied Montembeault. Sergachev, Gunther again. And that was blocked. Struble got in the way that time. Gunther collects the puck. Good pressure, Utah. Sergachev, Keller, wrist shot missed, picked up by Schmaltz. 10 seconds left of the minor penalty. Dylan Gunther, still with it, lost it. Sergachev, Keller, few seconds remaining. Jack-Eye ready to come out. Schmaltz across. Gunther, wrist shot, and Montembeault fights it off. Cooley took a shot up high in the mouth. A good kill by Montreal as Cooley is pleading his case in a 0-0 game. Some good stops there from Sam Montembeault.
Good kill by the Montreal Canadiens. Kaiden Guhle out there for the full 2 minutes. And at the very end of an exhaustive shift, he gets a stick in the face from Logan Cooley. Like, it's right where the net is, right where the ref's looking. And you're wondering how that one was missed, but it was. And so we continue to play 5-on-5. And Maverick Lamoureux still not back on the bench.
Tough for the young man. He was so excited to play this game tonight. And what a great personality. Hope he can return to this hockey game as he blocked a shot with his hand earlier in this first period. We'll keep you updated on his status as Michael Kesselring plays it off the boards. Bjugstad, a little backhand in. Justin Barron, first on the puck in the corner. Nick Bjugstad trying to free it. Kirby Dach finds the puck. Ian Cole pinches in. Little pass through the legs for Machelli. Matthias Machelli, backhand feed. Lawson Crouse couldn't get the shot away. Machelli back to work. Back door. Oh, what a stop in the crease and cleared. Barron cleared it out of harm's way as Montembeault made the first stop. And it was a big one to keep it 0-0.
Did that go straight into the mesh? How'd that one get cleared out of there? What a chance for Utah. A couple times now they've been catching guys in the back door. Montreal gets running around a little bit, and Slafkovsky loses track of the big Bjugstad driving back door, and what a save. Now Sam Montembeault gets the cuff of the glove on it, and Barron gets that one just low enough to go into the glass, then into the mesh, so as to not get a delay a game. And Montembeault has been active and sharp in the last 5 minutes.
And Mike Bizzie, his 10th straight appearance. Now, not all those starts. Remember, he came in relief, made the 4 saves in Buffalo to actually get the win. That was a back-and-forth shootout.
You want to be a starter, that means you're busy.
Primo will get the start tomorrow night at Columbus as that came out. So, offside Utah.
No, that's going to be an interference of something.
Interference call, Mike. You're right, coming
Montreal
up.
71, minor penalty interference.
Jake Evans. In the meantime, here's a look at Joshua Waugh, his work in Laval. He gets called up, his season debut, 8 goals, Mike, 16 points in 17 games in the AHL.
All you can do when you're disappointed about not making the team out of camp is go down and play hard and play well. And Waugh has done that to get a spot back up in the lineup. There's Jake Evans knocking the Utah player down in front. And Marty's like, come on, man, you got to stand up at some point. Got a battle down there. The power play looks pretty good. Remember, the whole 2 minutes goes right back to work.
Clayton Keller holds it in for Utah. 0 for 1 on the power play. Their second opportunity in this period, under 5 to go in the first. Logan Cooley. Clayton Keller back for Cooley. Schmaltz is set up right in front. Here's Sergachev. Keller weaving down low. Cooley trying to get it to Schmaltz. And again, Cooley playing big minutes.
That's a glove pass.
And pass that'll stop play. If you're just joining us, Matheson out, who does it all for Montreal, so you can expect a lot of minutes for 21 tonight.
So that's twice now on the penalty kill where Caden Gooley has laid down and blocked a pass while outstretched. Good plays, but if I'm an offensive player, I notice that, take a step back and maybe try to work it around a defender that is heading to the ice to take away the passing lanes. Gooley will have to be mindful not to go down too early or too far away from the Utah attackers.
Schmaltz out, Cooley in, and the draw one clean by Dvorak and cleared down the ice by Montreal.
And good news, Maverick Lamoureux back to the bench. So that's great news for him and all of his fans that are at the game tonight.
Schmaltz for Gunther. Dylan Gunther leads the team, 8 power play points so far this season. Sergachev. Keller kind of fanned on the pass, but he'll settle it down. Sergachev. He'll get it back. Keller thought about the one-timer. Gunther at the goal line. Back for Keller. He'll hand it off, get it back. Cooley up top, Sergachev. Gunther, Sergachev, stick shattered. Cooley's got it. Sergachev hustles, gets a new stick, and Utah controls. Schmaltz across, one-timer. Savard the block on Gunther.
What a slick pass from Nick Schmaltz and a better read from David Savard. He understands who the shooter is, and he understands where Gunther is playing. And so even though Schmaltz draws attention and a cute little one-touch pass, watch Savard. He's pointing to Schmaltz because he knows he wants to slide and get over to Gunther. He doesn't want to get pulled out away from that lane. Smart communication and execution from the penalty kill for Montreal.
Michael Kesselring passed in the skates of Lawson Crouse. Couldn't get the shot off. Carconi in the corner. Carconi led the American League in scoring a few seasons ago. Good battle, Jack-Eye behind the net, and nobody home far point. Hustling is Kesselring, he'll hold it in, but gave it away, and a clear by Montreal. Pamelka, watched by Armia, who glides by. 3 minutes to go in this first period. Shots 11-5 in favor of Utah. Michelli takes contact from Jack-Eye and Armia.
Stopped in his tracks.
Wasn't going anywhere. Another good kill by Montreal as Evans out. 5-on-5 hockey, 2:48 to go. And as you mentioned, Maverick Lamoureux back on the ice for Utah.
Fly relief for Utah as well as all of his family and friends. Whenever you have a chance to get to the NHL, and it wasn't a guarantee that Maverick Lamoureux was going to be in the NHL at this point, but he would have taken note right away. When does Utah get to Montreal? Okay, late November. I really hope I'm in the NHL for that one. And he's earned his way up with some significant injuries to the back end. Sean Jersey, John Marino both out long-term for Utah.
Here's Jack McBain through center. Stenlund walks it in, wrist shot in and out of Montembeault.
Down.
That is puck over glass. And that is delay of game. And no one more frustrated than Joshua Waugh, who will head to the box.
Montreal, 89, minor penalty, delay game, shooting the puck over the glass.
You understand what he's trying to do. He's back in good defensive positioning, pulls the puck up in a dangerous spot, and he's just trying to get out of danger, but sails on him wide, and All the officials wearing Utah jerseys making the call. Easy one. And so this is a third straight penalty kill for the Montreal Canadiens. They've done a good job so far. You're wearing out your PK guys and losing your offensive guys at the same time.
Good get Armia as he gambled. It was a good gamble. Joel Armia protects the puck. He'll send it back and kill off some more time.
That's the other part of it, though. We don't see Suzuki. We don't see Caulfield. We don't see the guys you want out there attacking because they're too busy killing. Second half of the period.
Joel Armia having a shift right now. The crowd approves. Nice job to kill off some time as the Habs just play catch with it. Savard fires it in the Bell Center. Liking that on this Tuesday night.
Looks like Vancouver against Ottawa from earlier in the week. Playing keep away.
Clayton Keller over the line. Gunther, 4 power play goals for Utah. He leads his team. Schmaltz there, he'll pick it up. Schmaltz, 15 assists, Mike, looking for his first goal this season. Cooley, great stick handling skills. He'll start to play. Gunther lays it back. Sergachev. Keller lays it across up top. Sergachev, and a good block there from the captain Suzuki. Schmaltz lays it across. Keller, seam pass, wrist shot. Cooley blocked. Cooley for Sergachev. Sergachev for Keller. Keller, wrist shot tipped and wide as Schmaltz was in front. There's Cooley. He's going to play probably over 10 minutes easily in this first period.
9.5 right now. So a busy first period for the penalty killers of Montreal.
Montreal trying to ensure Utah goes 0 for 3. As that pass across, Bjugstad left it. Carconi for Kesselring. 40 seconds left and 10 seconds left in the minor penalty. Across, Kroos right on. Stop Montembeault. Lawson Kroos, a good look. Here's Carconi. Dishes up top. Kesselring, wrist are off the bar. Hit the post. Montembeault got a piece. And we're 5-on-5 as Joshua Was out of the box. Kroos in front, loose, and Montembeault with 21.2 to go will hold. The penalty kill has been busy and perfect thus far at the Bell Center.
A couple close calls, good chances for Utah, but Montreal and Montembeault able to shut the door. And Kesselring, deflected shot. He can really put it in there just wide. And Joshua jumps out of the box for a scramble in front. And here's a chance by Armia. And this is recognition. I want to go for a chance, but if I can't, I'll just waste 20, 30 more seconds, frustrate the power play, get the crowd into it, and allow ourselves to kill off a third straight penalty against.
And shots, no surprise, Mike, 13-5 in favor of Utah.
The first 6-7 minutes was excellent for Montreal. They drew a power play, played with speed, and they've been killing penalties similarly the rest of the period.
Olimata feeds it across, McBain right on, spin around to Stenlin, and he missed. Kerfoot was in the crease, all tangled up. 10 seconds left. And as Montreal trying to get out of this period with a 0-0 score, and they will, as that's down the ice. So 3 good penalty kills for Montreal, Mike, and as you talked about, it was a pretty good start for Montreal.
Montreal will just be saying, let's get back to 5-on-5. We love our speed, our attack off the rush, the chances we generated at 5-on-5. We just have to stop taking penalties.
Montembeault strong, 13 saves. Remember, he allowed 5 goals on 20 shots and then was pulled Saturday versus Vegas, so good for him. A good rebound performance thus far, some big stops. I'm also Canadiens Hockey on TSN. Intermission is next with Mark, Carlo, and Kenzie.
promo code on your screen to get 40% Crave annual plans and start streaming the biggest hit shows everyone is talking about on Crave. David Savard played almost 7 minutes in that first period, killing off some of those penalties that the Habs faced, and he's standing by with Kenzie Lalonde.
Well, David, your group able to kill off 3 power plays there. A strong job by your PK unit. Would you like?
No, I think we did a good job. They moved the puck quite well, but Sam made some big saves, and we were able to kill some time there at the end. And it's good for a group, but we got to definitely stay out of the box now.
Building a tandemship with their Goulet on the penalty kill. So with Matheson out, he'll have more of an elevated role here. So in your opinion, what will be key to his success here tonight to manage that workload?
Yeah, I mean, you just got to keep your shift short and jump when you can, but obviously you got to save some energy because he might play a lot of minutes, but no, it'll be fine.
A lot of good things to build on. What do you want to take into the second period?
Yeah, like I said, I think we just got to stay out of the box and create some more forecheck and spend more time in the O-zone.
Appreciate it.
All right, thanks.
All right, back alongside with Carlo Koliakovo for the first intermission. We were scoreless at the Bell Center. A weird period to analyze because of all those penalties in the second half of the period. When you're taking a look at all the changes that the Canadiens made to their lineup, you're really focusing on the communication between those players.
Yeah, Mark, when you make this many changes in your lineup, what a coach looks for is for how guys respond. And the biggest key to playing together is just having better communication on the ice. And look, credit to Montreal. They were the faster team. They were the better team for the first part of this game. But then they started to slack a little bit. They got guys playing big minutes. But we focus on the D zone here. You got 3 guys covering 2, and it's 1 pass to a grade A scoring chance, and Martin Thibault has to make a big save. Here you got 5 guys in the picture. Great job by Jake Evans, but he doesn't need to be aggressive and play man-on-man. Leaves a lot of open ice and just allows Utah to play offense in the offensive zone. And this is Slafkovsky. Has to have better awareness where his man is, take away that middle part of the ice. And, for Slafkovsky, there was another shift there. He let a guy go backdoor. Monty had to make a big save. When you have guys that are playing unfamiliar positions, new positions on the forward groups, communication is a key there. I think Montreal could have eliminated a lot of those chances by just having better communication out there and better awareness of where guys are on the ice.
Yeah, and special teams has not been the Canadiens' biggest issue this year, and we saw it in the first period, killing those 3 penalties, and the best penalty killer, of course, is your goaltender.
And Samuel Montembeault, has been really good as of late for the Montreal Canadiens, minus the game against Vegas. But in this game, if there was no Montembeault in this first period, you wonder what the score would be with Utah having 13 shots on net, because the saves that he had to make were grade A chances. And, I've been a big fan of Montembeault over the last couple of years because I've really seen his game take to the next level. And you talk about the importance of his play right now. Look at his last 5 games. These are really good numbers for a goalie you expect to be your number 1. 3-2, 2.05
and that's with
goals.
Vegas.
That's with Vegas in there, giving up 6 goals. So 5 goals with the empty netter, sorry. But, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because a week from now, Canada has to name their Four Nations goalie. And Samuel Montembeault was on my list at the beginning of the year. He got off to a great start with that huge performance on opening night against the Toronto Maple Leafs, getting the shutout. I think the way he's played lately, the reason why he's on my list is because he's a guy that doesn't play behind a really great team, but he still finds a way to come up with big efforts and maybe finds ways to win games on his own. And if tonight goes any differently and the Montreal Canadiens get a win, he's going to be a primary factor for it.
Look at you making segues, because you know what's coming up. Insider trading, and guess what's the topic? Goalies and coaching changes on the horizon. That's all coming up as the first intermission continues. matchup between the Ottawa Black Bears and the Toronto Rock. Tune in on Friday, 7 Eastern, 8 Atlantic, here on TSN. Next week, the rosters for the upcoming Four Nations face-off will be announced. For Team Canada, they have a plethora of talent to choose from, but their biggest decision obviously comes in net. And with the latest on that situation, plus, could we see another coaching change in the National Hockey League? Here's Gino Reda with Insider Trading.
They are the insiders, Chris Johnston, Pierre LeBrun, and Darren Dreger. U.S. Thanksgiving is often a catalyst for change in the NHL. Jim Montgomery out in Boston, then he's hired in St. Louis when Drew Bannister gets fired. Could the Wings be next to make a change behind the bench, Dregs?
Yeah, they sure could. We know it's a tough business, Gino, as you've just exemplified there. But Detroit needs to, wants to, and is counting on staying in the playoff mix. They're only 3 points out of a wild card spot. They've got a crucial 3-game homestand happening this week. What happens if they go 1 for 3 or 0 for 3? Now, the upside is they could go 3 for 3 or win 2 of 3. And Derek Lalonde, who's in the final year of his contract with the Detroit Red Wings, stays on the Red Wings bench. We know that Steve Yzerman is loyal to his coaches, but again, they have to remain competitive. So if they have a good homestand, everything should be fine. If they don't, that might force Yzerman to make a decision. And the sense is that they would go with an interim internal candidate and then hope that a top coach eventually becomes available.
Final rosters for the Four Nations face-off are due in less than a week now, and we're starting to get an idea of who 2 of the 3 goalies could be for Team Canada, Pierre?
Yeah, it sounds like there are 2 goalies where there's consensus among the Team Canada management and coaching staff, and that's Jordan Binnington and Aiden Hill, who are Stanley Cup champions. Their body of work very much important here, perhaps more so than their up-and-down season so far. So they would be penciled in right now as 2 of the 3. I say penciled in. Still a week to go before they announce these rosters. But as for the 3rd spot among the goalies, still a lot of debate internally of who that might be. Thompson, Skinner, Montembeault, Talbot. And the thing is, this isn't a number 3 job. When they announce these 3 goalies next week, it will be made clear to everyone. This is a wide open competition right to February. Any of the 3 goalies could be the number 1 starter.
And there's an interesting wrinkle in the search for that 3rd goalie. Joey Daccord of the Kraken has one of the best save percentages in the league. But the question is, would he be eligible, Pierre, to play for Canada?
Yeah, so Hockey Canada is still doing its due diligence on that matter. And as of Tuesday here, they did not have a 100% answer on that. Joey Daccord, born and raised in Boston. His dad from Montreal. His mom from Switzerland. In fact, Switzerland asked Daccord to play for them at the World Championships last year, but he didn't go. He hasn't played for anyone internationally, so it's a clean slate. Here's one of the stumbling blocks, I'm told from a league source. He doesn't have a Canadian passport. He is a dual citizen, Canada and U.S., but doesn't have a passport. That could be a stumbling block. Hockey Canada just trying to make sure it knows all its options. Doesn't mean necessarily it would name him the 3rd guy. Just wants to know what their options are.
Hey, guys, since the Blue Jackets took David Jiricek 6th overall in the 2022 draft, they haven't been able to agree on whether or not that right-handed D-man is ready to play in the NHL. Have the Jackets now decided it's time to move on from him, CJ?
Well, more or less, I think that is the case. I mean, there's certainly a lot of smoke around the situation, a lot of noise, and that's because of the fact the Blue Jackets have engaged in trade discussions with other teams on this big right shot D, as you mentioned, still just about to turn 21 years old, very much with his career ahead of him. And I think a significant thing has happened here is initially the Blue Jackets were looking to get another prospect back, someone equivalent, a kind-for-kind type of trade for Jiricek. You know, they're getting to the point where they may consider now, you know, a package of picks, maybe even, you know, a depth defenseman as part of what it would take to get him. And I think that will bring more teams into the mix here. Certainly time is of the essence. He's down in the AHL and doesn't want to be there forevermore.
The quarter mark of the season is a good time for teams to figure out if they're going to be buyers or sellers, and the Flyers are still in the selling mode, Dreg?
Yeah, they know what they are, and they know what they're doing. The Philadelphia Flyers are still in the building process of building a long-term foundation. Danny Briere is one of the more active GMs, and he's taken a lot of calls. There's a ton of interest, as we know, in veteran defenseman Rasmus Ristolainen. I mean, he's a top 4D, and he's got a couple of years after this year on term, so that also checks a box in his favor. Here's another interesting name that's been out there on and off over the last couple of years, but back on, and not that Philadelphia wants to get rid of him, but Scott Scott Laughton is a centerman that is drawing a crowd. Lots of interest in him, but again, not eager to move him. So if they have to listen closer to the deadline, it's going to take a premium draft pick or likely a top young prospect or NHL player.
Listen, whether you're a fan of the Penguins or not, people are really interested in what they do because of the Sidney Crosby factor. What are you hearing about Kyle Dubas's plans, CJ?
Well, he's another active general manager. Already made the trade this week for Philip Tomasino. Traded away a couple weeks ago a pending UFA and Lars Eller to Washington. And I think Dubas would still like to make more new moves in the near term if possible. According to those in the marketplace, the Penguins have been in on a lot, prioritizing young players that can come in and help them short term, but may also be part of a longer term solution. But certainly they're not just sitting back and waiting for the trade deadline. They're trying to get out ahead of it now.
It's really hard to watch what's happening to Crosby right now. He just hit career goal number 600 last game, but he did it in a 6-1 loss. Rough to watch. They are the Insiders. Chris Johnston, Pierre LeBrun, and Darren Dreger.
Great first period for Samuel Montembeault, one of his 14 saves to keep it scoreless. We're off to the second period after the break. After one period of play, Kaiden Guhle played 9 minutes and 49 seconds in that first period. He was beat by only Utah's Mikhail Sergachev, who played 9 minutes and 51 seconds. Two guys who called all 20 minutes of the first period, Brian Mudryk and Mike Johnson.
Mark, you knew with Mike Matheson, game time decision, then not playing, that Kaiden Guhle would get more responsibility. He was very busy in that opening 20.
One guy plays a lot of power play on the left, one guy plays a lot of penalty kill on the right, and that's why they both played half the period, basically. They are the number one defenseman on each of their respective clubs, but I don't think either coach wants to play any player 30 minutes of the game. And I think Sergachev is best suited at 24-25. Guhle is probably best suited at 23-24. And so hopefully 5-on-5 will dictate that they don't have to play quite so much in the second and third.
Sergachev might comes into tonight's game. He's fifth in the National Hockey League in ice per game at 25-29. Underway here in this second period. Vejmelka will settle it down, gives to Olli Maatta. Anderson trying to knock it away, as is Dvorak. He'll chip at the puck. Sergachev, he'll play it across. Maatta stretching ice. Michelli chips at it into Montreal territory. Hustling after it is Arber Xhekaj. Xhekaj, good little stretch to Dvorak, up for Anderson off his stick. And
gotta put that on his tape, though. Got to give him something he can work with.
Turnover in the skates of Anderson. Dvorak has the puck, waiting, shooting off his stick, and high and wide. Savard works it back in. We heard him tell our Kenzie Lalonde, stay out of the box here in this second period. Lawson Crouse takes it away from Caulfield. He'll flip it in, and Utah changing. Cole Caulfield picks it up on the wing, lost the puck to Clayton Keller. Keller throws it in front of his bench, and then races after it. Xhekaj plays it away. There's Savard. Arber Xhekaj from his own zone. Newhook. Go free Suzuki, backhand feed, Newhook, and he'll jam it in. In comes Caulfield. Couldn't get there in time, up quickly for Keller. He gets checked by Goulet. In comes Schmaltz and Barrett Hayton. They go to work, but the puck to Newhook. He'll flip it away to Lane Hudson. Hudson for Caulfield. Closed off quickly by Ian Cole, and is back into Montreal territory. In comes McBain, racing after the puck. Stretched up for Nick Suzuki at center. Avoids the check, but couldn't get around Cole clean. Caden Cooley in his own zone for Suzuki. Nick Suzuki will wrist it in high off the glass, stays in, and Vejmelka, good hand-eye, knocks that down. McBain through center with some speed. McBain over the blue line, waits, shoots, and that's handled by Montembeault. Joshua Waugh racing after Bortuzzo. Poliachonik out of the lineup and Bortuzzo in tonight for Utah. Jake Evans across, one-time drive, Barron missed. In comes Heineman. Couldn't get there in time, and McBain gave it away to Struble. He'll turn it, fire it right back in. Vejmelka out to play it. Robert Bortuzzo. Cup winner with the Blues. Giveaway in front. Evans shot and he missed, and he looks up. He can't believe it. Nothing but time and space, and Evans missed everything. Carcone the other way. Around Struble. Carcone backhand. Good burst, and Montembeault, he got clipped by Kerfoot. Play continues.
Penalty, gentle nudge. Kerfoot was driving the net and stopped up on Montembeault. It's Vejmelka staring down Jake Evans. Now, if I watch Jake Evans' eyes when he gets this puck, it's a terrible turnover on the blue line right here. And well, Evans is looking sideways. He doesn't look at the net. He's looking at Heineman, see if he can spot a pass, as though his first instinct was to look for another better option when he was wide alone in front. And he sailed it wide as he had not quite adjusted the sights yet.
Mike, you talked about Utah and scoring. Well, they've given up 11 goals more in second periods. So their differential is not great in second periods of play.
By far their worst, -11 in the second.
Kirby Dach in the corner. Carcone without a stick right now for Utah. Montreal trying to take advantage. Kerfoot, and that's flipped
off the Montreal player's head, I think, and out of bounds.
Cole was sure to remind them of that as well. He was the veteran.
And then you see Maverick Lamoureux, who back into the game after leaving briefly. A first-round pick from a couple of years ago. And they've liked what they've seen out of him. The only concern right now is that he's taking a lot of penalties. And in the entire NHL, as far as penalties taken per minute played, he's second only to Curtis McDermott of Jersey. So he's just got to get that big frame a little bit more tucked in. He doesn't take as many trips and hooks.
He was asked about his name, Maverick, earlier today, and he said, I guess my parents love the movie Top Gun, so there you go. It's been a hot minute, Mav.
Talk to me, Goose. Talk to me.
He was great. He was a lot of fun in the media scrum this morning in Montreal. Great personality on the young man. No icing. In comes Barrett Hayton in on Cooley. Keller pokes it to Hayton. Keller taken down by Newhook, and Newhook's going to the box. Vejmelka racing to the bench. Extra attacker out, and Utah will reset.
And this hold is going to go after an icing was waved off, which I'm not sure why it was. Montreal should never have been in position even to have to play their own end. And now they're going to be shorthanded again because of it.
Killed off 3 in the opening 20 minutes, did Montreal. Michelli over the blue line. 6 on 5, Schmaltz. And finally, Lane Hudson will touch up with Caulfield there as well. So Newhook to the box. And the 4th man advantage in the game for Utah.
So Marty doesn't like it one bit. Trevor Hansen makes the call.
Montreal number 15, minor penalty holding.
And it probably was a hold, but the icing is the issue. He loses body position, he gets wrapped up, and he's grabbing, and down goes Keller pretty easily. But I get the call, but it's the icing that would bother me more than anything if I'm the Montreal bench. Why it was waved off would be the answer I'm looking for.
And you see Andre Tourigny, his second unit, will start this power play. 0 for 3, 4 shots.
The other guys have been on the ice, so probably a little tired. And they probably have played 5 of the 6 minutes of power play time they've had already and haven't scored, so give the other guys a shot.
Here's Maccelli. Through center ice. Drops it off for Lawson Crouse. Little backhand dish, but he gave it away. Josh Anderson with Dvorak. Dvorak's got a step. Christian Dvorak off the post. Hit the crossbar. And here's Carcone the other way. Maccelli takes the drop pass. He got pushed and spun around by Dvorak. What a chance for Dvorak. And then look out, Anderson got crunched. Dooley on the puck below the goal line, trying to chip it into the corner. He will for Dvorak, and he's able to clear.
Good speed by Dvorak, skating well. There's 2 posts over the glove of Vejmelka. Caulfield got him earlier in the first as well.
Armia, the lone shorthanded goal this season for Montreal.
I guess that's why the first unit gets back out here.
Schmaltz weaving, lost it. Armia trying to break in. Armia, good job. He's in with Evans. Armia backhand. Evans in front through the crease, and his stick was tied up enough. Logan Cooley, the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania native, back for Sergachev. Grew up in playing one of Sidney Crosby's camps that he developed in Pittsburgh. Cooley. Gunther for Sergachev. 100th NHL game, by the way, for Dylan Gunther tonight here at the Bell Center. Keller hands it off. Logan Cooley maneuvers, circles around. Gunther, he'll dish. The captain, Keller. Cooley. Back to Keller. Gunther sets up in front. Here's Sergachev. Time winding down. Sergachev. Down low. Backhand feed. Puck loose. Montembeault fighting for it. As Schmaltz skated by it. Did the flyby. Couldn't score. Gunther scores! The one-timer. With the power play over, but Gunther delivers up top. And he's got a goal in game 100 in his NHL career. It's 1-0.
That's what he does. He has one of the best one-timer releases in the NHL to give Utah the lead, and that was after Dvorak had this great chance on the break. Nice wrister off the bar, doesn't count. And then Montreal just gets dragged a little bit deep as Evans, Armia on the wrong side of the ice, and a wide pass from Keller. Look at Gunther, he wants it, he's waving his stick in the air, and he just slings it. It's a one-timer, but it's not even a slapper. It's almost like a half slap, half sweeper, and gets it over the glove of Montembeault.
10th goal of the season is Stenlund. Didn't miss by much. Last year, Dylan Gunther at 18 goals, already 10. And a special night at the Bell Center, game 100 in his career. Gunther also scored the first goal in Utah Hockey Club history. Remember, all fresh statistics from Arizona, brand new franchise, brand new everything. That wrist shot just wide with McBain in front. Kerfoot picks it up. Kerfoot hands it off. Stenlund works it in deep. There's Jack McBain. So Gunther from Keller and Schmaltz. Another assist for Schmaltz. Yeah. He's up to 16. Slafkovsky to Gallagher. Little space up the right side. Brendan Gallagher. He'll take it in. Stop. Spun around by Sergachev. They've had a good battle tonight. Sergachev and Gallagher. Behind the net. Slafkovsky. Gallagher crashing into the net. It was loose at the side of the net as Gallagher knocked down. He'll get up, but Utah with a puck. Here's Sergachev with Crouse and Maccelli. Matthias Maccelli in the corner. Tried to center and took the hit courtesy Doc, and then Crouse hits Doc. Couple big bodies there. Struble over the line. Jaden Struble stops in the corner. Maccelli. Able to check Newhook. Bortuzzo there as well. It's for Suzuki to Savard. Across Struble. One-timer right on rebound. Newhook through the legs and clear, but not out. Savard holds it in. Cole Caulfield up for Struble. Space in, shoot, score! What a rocket! Jaden Struble, 1-1 game. Goals in back-to-back games. Mike, he wasn't supposed to play. He's in the lineup, and he's on the score sheet.
What a rip by Struble. Good keep by Savard. Then the motion as Caulfield rolls up. Savard drives down, and that sucks all the Utah defenders down. Flyby screens. Vejmelka starts to slide to his right. He can't see the puck. And Struble just roofs it right over the shoulder. Blocker side on Vejmelka to even the game up. What a shot.
Matheson couldn't go for this one. Struble draws in and he finds the back of the net. Utah trying to answer quickly, and Montembeault, that's a key stop to keep it 1-1 on Barrett Hayton. What a shot from Jayden Struble, his second of the year. Stefan Romanov likes that as they have a chat. Gunther delivers, but Struble answers. It's 1-1. Of our broadcast team tonight, Kenzie Lalonde.
Dylan Gunther and Kaiden Guhle, just a couple of boys from Edmonton. The two see each other often in the summer. They work out at the same gym, and they often golf together. They caught up at dinner last night, where it was the Utah Hockey Club forward Dylan Gunther that picked up the bill. The two were teammates with the Oil Kings in the 2022 WHL Championship win, and when I asked Kaiden Guhle today the most memorable moment from that run, he said it wasn't the series against Seattle, it was actually Game 3 of the playoffs against Winnipeg. With a minute and 18 seconds left in the game that night, they tied it up and then won it in overtime to take a 2-1 series lead. Guhle saying, oh, those were the days.
Friends off tonight as that wrist shot in front. Hayton jams at it, just missed wide as Keller will pick it up. Upper Sergachev. He'll zip it across. Olimata down low. Gunther, and that's through the legs of Keller. Yeah, you form those relationships in junior, then you battle later on in the National Hockey League.
That's the crazy part, is that going in, they have dinner last night, knowing that going to the game, they'll be going up against each other a lot.
Stretch.
And physically.
Yeah, a top forward, a top defenseman, shutdown guy. They'll see a lot of each other in a 1-1 game so far tonight. Jayden Struble, the goal scorer for Montreal, towards the net, and no stick on it. Put it to a dangerous area. Barron, wrist shot. And that hit Mata went wide. Struble lost the puck. Logan Cooley will pick it up. Joshua Waugh fell, tripped up. Puck to the right wing for McBain. Barron back. Struble behind the net. Jayden Struble for Emil Heineman. Heineman, quick pass for Evans. Evans flips it in. Joshua Waugh chasing after Ian Cole. Cole falls, lost an inch. Maverick Lamoureux, big hit courtesy Anderson. Carconi tried to shovel that across, hit a body. Lamoureux able to hold it in for Utah. Pass too hot for Carconi to handle. And that's flipped high to center. Josh Anderson barrels in. Got taken down. Oh, Montreal's onside, but Dvorak chases after the puck. Dvorak steals Anderson, and the pass behind him. Savard pinching in. And played down the ice. Arber Xhekaj will pick it up. Arber Xhekaj tried to hit Dvorak in stride. Bortuzzo back on him. Schmaltz there to help. In comes Slafkovsky. Dibs good free. Juraj Slafkovsky lost that battle. Schmaltz quickly for Clayton Keller. Keller at center ice for Schmaltz. Watched by Guhle. In comes Gallagher. Puck to the line. Michael Kesselring there. He'll hand it off for Schmaltz. Hit by Gallagher again.
He's taking runs at Schmaltz.
Schmaltz falls. Slafkovsky there. Gallagher able to find it. He'll backhand that down the ice as Kirby Dach racing after it. Kesselring will play it. Puck played quickly for Gunther. Dylan Gunther, drop pass. Hayton got all jammed up at the line, spun around. Slafkovsky tried to send in Yoel Armia. Dylan Gunther brings it in, and a good stick Lane Hudson. That was intended for Sergachev, who was streaking in back door.
A little chippy out there, bodies flying around.
Yoel Armia with Kirby Dach. Dach into the forehand. Oh, and Vejmelka got enough. Dach needs one for sure. A good look there, and Vejmelka stopped him. Just one goal in the season for Kirby Dach. Stretch past McBain. Checked by Barron. Puck in the corner. Cooley plays it to the other boards. Suzuki there. Checked by Kerfoot. Barron will back him up. Plays it for Struble. Jaden Struble up for Newhook. Newhook, little backhand in. In comes Caulfield. Caulfield and Lamoureux. Newhook in the corner. David Savard. Suzuki. And the net off the moorings. You can hear it from up here. And it's laying down flat, and that will obviously stop play.
And one of the new rules in the NHL this year is that if the net comes off its mooring for any reason in the defensive zone, the defenders cannot change. So the same group of Utah players will stay out there, and that was after this Schmaltz chance you mentioned. Schmaltz still sitting on 0 goals, and amongst the leading point getters without a goal, just behind Adam Fox now. And every time somebody from Montreal falls, the penalty's gonna want to be called, and Dach was a good opportunity there. And you're right, when it's been as long as it has been for Dach and for Slafkovsky, they're just give us one. Just let us have one again and get going.
Nick Suzuki at center ice. Backhands it in. Newhook trying to speed in on Cole. Stenlund in his own zone. Can't clear. There's Xhekaj. Xhekaj loads up. That hit a body loose at the goal line. Suzuki had it poked away by Stenlund. Lamoureux and Caulfield battle. Suzuki round the boards quickly. Arber Xhekaj for David Savard. Savard hands it off. Backhanded in by Newhook. Caulfield in the corner. Trying to free it. Savard holds it in. Wanted the tip from Newhook. Picked up by Suzuki. Nick Suzuki leaves for Newhook. Caulfield's in front. He'll play it around the wall. Savard. He'll collect the puck. Tried to work it in deep. Caulfield spun around by Cole. You know what the fans wanted? Nothing coming. Arber Xhekaj from his own zone. Through center ice. Xhekaj has Evans with him. Evans in the corner. Checked by Sergachev. Evans, he'll lead for Guhle. Kaiden Guhle behind the net. Joshua Waugh for Guhle. Lane Hudson waits, shoots, stopped in front. Sergachev there and cleans it up in front of Vejmelka. Weird bounce though off the glass, but it does come to center. Kerfoot in front of his bench. He'll backhand it in. Fast pace in the second period, under 6 to go. In a 1-1 game, shots 19-9 in favor of Utah Hockey Club.
The game has felt pretty even though the shot clock is decidedly in Utah's favor, but so many of those shots, of course, coming on the power play. And the problem with killing penalties beyond giving up goals against is you lose your bench. So many of the players that don't kill penalties end up watching and losing the rhythm of the game.
Cooley controls off the draw. Michael Kesselring, wrist shot, one at the tip, and hit Hudson. Gunther tried to dig it free, chip to center. And then Joshua Waugh, Bertuzzo, they get all tangled up. Bertuzzo slow to get up. A tripping call coming up.
Gonna be on Bortuzzo.
Bortuzzo to the penalty box, and Montreal a chance on the power play when we return to the Bell Center.
Utah heads to the penalty box. Robert Bertuzzo took the penalty, but he's not going to be able to serve it as his knee was a little bit achy. So Michael Carcone heads in there, and it's a knee-on-knee trip. Bertuzzo knocks down Joshua Roy, and Montreal heads to the power play. Bertuzzo heads to the dressing room. Probably a little bit of a Charlie horse action there. And no surprise for Utah to be shorthanded as they entered the game. Short 81 times, good for second in the entire NHL. Part of their challenge this year is they kill too many penalties. Now it's 83 with the second one and a chance for Montreal to take the lead.
Caulfield 6 power play goals. He's tied for second in the NHL. Leads Montreal. Suzuki in the corner. They'll play it for Cole Caulfield. Lane Hudson for Caulfield. Caulfield, Slafkovsky. Off the boards for Suzuki. He'll spin away from traffic. Nick Suzuki. Watched by Stenley. Suzuki below the goal line, around the net. Caulfield. Off the boards, Lane Hudson for Doc. Back to Hudson. Lane Hudson. Kirby Doc. Thought about it in front, and he had Suzuki, and he jams it out of play. A good look to the captain in a dangerous spot.
Up and around they go, trying to get it into the slot for Nick Suzuki. Kirby Doc puts it in there. It's a tough one-timer in that it's a quick pass. It's tough to get squared up and hit it the way you want. Good motion though, around they go, and recognizing you're gonna get pressure up and down, so Hudson quickly over to Doc, back in the middle to Suzuki for the opportunity.
Slafkovsky for Caulfield. Cole Caulfield, far boards. He'll maneuver, takes a look, feeds the point. Lane Hudson, Kirby Doc. Down low, pop pass Suzuki, and he kind of fanned on it. Was tied up enough, and Lamoureux able to clear to center.
It was a good job by McBain to get back to Suzuki's stick.
Lane Hudson, dangling in. Lost the puck to Olimata. Hudson back in the mix. Doc has it across. Caulfield wide open, wrist shot, and he missed.
He wanted that one. He double clutched it to load it up extra. Just fired it wide.
Is that a double duster?
Yeah, it's looking for every bit of MPH he could on it.
25 seconds left of the minor penalty. Here's Newhook. Over the blue line, he'll lead. Yoel Armia. Armia gave it away off the boards, and that allows Kerfoot to clear. A lot of firsts for Utah, obviously, with a brand new record book. They've yet to score a shorthanded goal.
Oh, nice.
So it would be the first in their franchise history. And out of the box, serving the minor is Carcone. He is out. Stenley waits, shot, and that stung Hudson. He blocked it. Kesselring drops it off. Played down low, and Heidemann fires that and clears. And I don't think icing. No icing there, so that allows Montreal to change. 3 minutes to go in this second period. Montreal just 8 shots recorded so far. Olimata works it in. Joshua Waugh in the corner. He got spun around. Tipped to Evans. Evans able to get it to center. Montreal last in the NHL in shots on goal per game. Kesselring in. Drops. Keller had it. Poked away. Heidemann. Look out. It's in front. Bouncing. Schmaltz there. Still available. And tipped to the far boards. Lamoureux bouncing puck. He'll work it into the corner. And as I say that, Mike, they took a shot away on the board. Now they have 8.
Just 3 in the second period.
Shots 20-8 in favor of Utah. Good steal there, and Heidemann will flip that in, allowing Montreal to change.
But 1-1. Very much in the game, regardless of how it's played up to this point. On the scoreboard there, all tied up.
Off the boards. Look out, Arbor Jackeye off his stick and into the Utah bench. In a 1-1 game, 1:58 to go, just 2 games in the National Hockey League tonight, and our game is all locked up in downtown Montreal.
Hard. So to see a game where they're out shooting, out possessing the opposition shouldn't be surprising. Look at their ranks at 5-on-5 this year. Shot attempts, they're 3rd best in the league. Scoring chances, 6th. Even defensively, just out of the top 10 in what they give up. So you give them a whole bunch of power plays, and the rest of the game 5-on-5, you get a 21-8 shot disparity like there is tonight. The problem for Utah is they can't score. The process is good. The results haven't matched the process just yet.
Josh Anderson, upper lane, Hudson across Cooley, and he slashed it the one-timer, missed. McBain up quickly. Cooley in with Gunther. Cooley, they'll backhand it in. There's Dylan Gunther, checked by his buddy, Caden Gooley. And Gooley is continuing to do so. Couple of Edmonton boys battling there in the corner. Cooley trying to dig it free. There's Hudson. Gallagher. The 2-11s tangle. Is Gunther there? Gunther has some space. Drag move. Couldn't get around Hudson. Brendan Gallagher Had Anderson tracking it. Dvorak. Dvorak trying to cut in. And Cole back. They'll play it away. Final minute, Bell Center in a 1-1 game. In this second period, Lamoureux will wrist it in. Montembeault tried to settle it down. There's David Savard. He takes a look. And he gave it away to Gunther. Gunther. Bouncing puck. In comes Hayton. Cole Caulfield. Sergachev. For Olli Mata. Cup champion in Pittsburgh. He'll shoot it in. In comes Barrett Hayton. Collides with Savard. 30 seconds left in the period. Herbert Xhekaj.
Go for the top. You got your 6 free shots in. Don't need to go more than that. Got Clayton Keller pinned.
And finally the puck comes free. Savard spins around Barrett Hayton. 10 seconds left in the period. Nick Suzuki hesitates from his own zone. Suzuki at center, gets the red line, flips it in. Newhook on the forecheck. So through 40 minutes, a 1-1 hockey game.
Montreal skating uphill for a lot of this game, killing penalties, but Struble with a good response goal. Montembeault, penalty killers have been busy and effective, and a chance to win a game in a third period in a tight one.
Second straight game, Mike, that Montreal just 8 shots after 40 minutes. It was the same situation Saturday with Vegas in town. Molson Canadiens Hockey intermission is next with Mark Carlo Kenzie, and Arpon Basu stops by with his notebook.
top first-year 2025 NHL draft-eligible prospects, with the CHL facing off against Team USA. Team CHL leading 4-0 in Game 1, which is happening right now. Game 2 goes tomorrow at 6:30 Eastern, 7:30 Atlantic. Jaden Struble had 0 goals in his first 14 games of the season. He's now got 2 in his last 2, and he's standing by with Kenzie Lalonde.
Well, Jaden, what a sequence of events. You go back to the beginning. You weren't really even supposed to be in this game. Matheson, a healthy scratch, and then here you are with this game-tying goal. Can you script it any better than that?
No, obviously, I mean, when you're not supposed to play and, just given the chance to get out there is special, and then, obviously scoring one from the home crowd is always fun. Yeah.
At what point were you told you're in this one?
It was pretty early. It was, morning skate at the end of morning skate, saying that, Billy was out, so, get ready and, prepare like you're going to play. So, it was a normal game day. Yeah.
Normal game day for you. Here you guys are, third period. It's all tied up. What's it going to take to get the win here tonight?
Yeah, I just think we got to stay out of the box. They're calling a lot right now. Play them 5-on-5 and just do more of the same in the second period. I thought we had a good second, and just stay with that, get pucks to the net, and see how it goes.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
Back onside with Carlo Koliakovo for the second intermission. It's 1-1 at the Bell Center. The period began the same way that the first period ended, and that was a lot of penalties that the Montreal Canadiens were able to kill off. They did that, but then seconds later, Dylan Guenther showed us why his one-timer is one of the best in the league.
Yeah, and, when you look at this game as a whole, if you eliminate the penalties that Montreal has taken and the 4 power plays they do as Utah's had, Montreal has been the better team. And so you have a great first period, you go 3 for 3 in the penalty kill. You got to know that the refs are going to call everything that's close. Newhook, yes, him and Marty St. Louis weren't happy with the call, but he gets his stick in a position that allows the referees to make a call because there was a hook there. And this is right at the end of the PK. You see a lot of flat feet out there. You see a lot of stick checking. Guys are getting are tired, and they leave the middle of the ice wide open for Guenther and a cross-seam pass, and he's scored a ton of those goals like that so far this season. That's his 10th of the season. And when everything was good after the first period, now you're starting the second period having to come back from a goal because your penalty kill let you down. But I give Montreal a ton of credit. They were the better team from there on in.
And they responded a minute and 42 seconds after that. And Jaden Struble, as Kenzie has pointed out, wasn't supposed to play. He was going to be the healthy scratch. Mike Matheson is out with a lower body injury. He's in. Karl Vejmelka didn't see the shot. What did you see on that goal?
Well, I liked a lot of what I saw Montreal just in the offensive zone because they dumped the puck in, they got it back, and they set up their offense. And what I really like about this play, once the puck goes around the perimeter, pay attention to Jaden Struble here. Once he gets the pass, normal defenseman would just either one-time it from there or throw a wrister at the net. He takes advantage of the open ice that he sees and absolutely rips one by Vejmelka because everything he's seen so far up until now, he's been stopping. But I give Jaden Struble a lot of credit. A guy that probably didn't think he was going to play, found a way in. Sometimes that's the best mentality to have, where you just don't do a lot of thinking. You just go out and play. But I love everything in that offensive sequence that he represented as a defenseman, where you get the puck, you don't stand still, you take advantage of the ice that's given to you, because a lot of the time, that ice isn't really there as a defenseman because guys are coming out with their sticks, taking away time and space. Really love what I saw from Struble there. Back-to-back games now.
Yeah, and then I found myself refreshing NHL.com and looking and saying, only 3 shots? They only had 3 shots in that period because they had a lot of great chances and they could be up in this game.
Well, and that's the thing. You look at the shots, it's 3 shots, but you look at the chances, and Montreal had some really, really good scoring chances that period. And, you know, you wish they would have taken advantage of it, but they were doing it because they established the forecheck and because they stayed 5-on-5. All game, Montreal's been doing a great job through creating transition through the neutral zone with their speed. And they did a great job of it here. Here's Doc. You know, here's a guy you're cheering for because he's only got 1 goal this season, gets a grade A scoring chance. Those are all grade A scoring chances for Montreal. So the key for Montreal right now, you're in a 1-1 game. You're at home. There's 20 minutes left. You've been the better team 5-on-5. Keep it 5-on-5. I think Montreal comes out on top in this one.
All right, so with the Montreal Canadiens searching for offense, they did get some good news earlier this week when Patrick Laine was practicing with the main group. When will he return to the lineup? Arpon Basu will join our Kenzie Lalonde after the break. Raptors basketball will feature the Raptors taking on the Pelicans. You can tune in tomorrow at 8 Eastern, 9 Atlantic on TSN. It was almost 2 months ago that Patrik Laine suffered a bad knee injury in that preseason game against the Maple Leafs. But some good news, he was practicing with the team this week, and his return could be on the horizon. And it comes at a great point with the Montreal Canadiens in search of more goal scoring. With the latest on that, here's Kenzie Lalonde with Arpon Basu.
Well, Arpon, we're bringing the holiday spirit. It's not quite December, but we got some red, we got some green as we look ahead to this week for the Canadiens. A busy week. And so coming into this game, St. Louis shaking up the lines. We see Dach and Slafkovsky reuniting. It is a little down the lineup, but the goal there is to kind of spark some offense.
Yeah, and kind of spark the two of them in particular. You know, I mean, Kirby Dach, we've been wondering when he'd be back at center. Martin St. Louis explained this morning that the reason he was back at center is because his confidence was kind of down, and so he wanted to put him in a spot where he's more comfortable to get his confidence back up, which is funny because the reason he caught off center to begin with was because his confidence was going down. So that's a bit strange. But anyhow, tonight's the night that Kirby Dach get back at center. First period, so I think in the second period he looked a lot better, but he was saying this morning he considers himself a centerman first and foremost, and that's why he's excited for this game to get like a fresh start, basically. Slafkovsky, same kind of deal. You know, before the game on Saturday was talking about how he needed to move his feet, be physical, be strong on the forecheck, and make good decisions with pucks all over the ice. Obviously, on the third Vegas goal on Saturday, he makes an ill-advised cross-ice pass, winds up in the back of his own net. Tonight, in the first period, actually made a very similar cross-ice pass that got tipped by a Utah defenseman, did not wind up coming back in their own end, but still an example of where his decision-making needs to get a little sharper. I thought the two of them were much better in the second period than the first, and so it's been a lot of talk about those two guys. I think it's been pretty heavy for them, and I think both of them, you know, Slav this morning was like, listen, I can tell you guys all the same things I said on Saturday, and then I went out on Saturday and did what I did, so I just got to go out and do it. Second period improvement from the first, I think, for the two of them.
Well, we think ahead here, there'll be some serious competition for ice time because Patrik Laine getting healthier, getting closer to his return. He was given 2 to 3 months. We've seen him practicing now on a regular basis. You have to think that the time will be soon here for him.
Sounding like it. Listen, I mean, you know, Martin St. Louis, when asked about it earlier this week, kind of said, does Sunday count as this week? So maybe Sunday in Boston, who knows? But if it were to be Sunday in Boston, that would mark exactly 2 months from the time the Canadiens announced that Laine would be out for 2 to 3 months on October 1st. Now, since last season, beginning of last season, Jim Ramsey came in to head up the athletic therapy department and take over that whole, because that was honestly a bit of a problem area for the Canadiens. And last season, we saw David Savard, long-term injury to start the season, timeline given, hit the timeline. Alex Newhook, high ankle sprain, timeline given, hit the timeline. It's been a consistent series of players coming back on time, the timeline that the Canadiens provided at the time of the injury, which was just not the case before his arrival. So I think we're seeing a tangible effect of Jim Ramsey kind of running the injury rehab department for the Canadiens so far.
You gotta love it. Being on time, being early, it's challenging when it comes to injury, so it's great to see. We look tonight as well, a new face in the lineup, Joshua Roy being called up here for the Canadiens. Exciting time for him. You could tell sharing earlier today, he has that confidence back in his step, spending time in Laval, and he got an early chance in the first period here with the Canadiens tonight.
Yeah, it looked all right. I mean, it's a little, you know, with all the penalties, it's been tough for him to get on the ice, but still, I think this was the expectation for Joshua Roy coming into the season was that he would have been playing all the games with the Canadiens at this point, and that he'd be well into the season. That didn't work out that way. Obviously, training camp didn't go the way he wanted. Put in the time in Laval, did very well, earned a call-up. It's interesting, you know, we don't think of stuff like this, but like he came into training camp not knowing where he would be playing. And so last season, he was actually subletting Alexis Lafreniere's place up in Saint Eustache, which makes sense if you're playing in Laval. This year, he didn't know where he'd be playing, so he didn't want to stay there. And he got a place in the city, basically an equal drive between Laval and Montreal. So that served him well today, I would imagine, because it took him as much time to get to the Bell Center as it would to Place Bell and Laval. But it kind of shows where he's at in his career, and these are some of the decisions coming into a season that we don't really consider when you don't really know where you're going to be. So he found a happy medium between the two.
Strategic. I got a pitch to him. When I first moved here, Griffintown is a great little place to live, so maybe he'll come one step further.
Well, that would be full confidence because you'd be right south of the Bell Center, and so that's, if you're trying to get to Laval from Griffintown, it's a bit of a challenge. So that's
easy. Montreal traffic as the Canadiens look ahead here. One more period of action as we're all tied up at 1.
Kenzie Arpon, thank you. Jayden Struebel's second goal of the season has made it a 1-1 game. We'll get off to the third period after the break. to his 10th goal of the season. This year, it took him just 22, but that goal was answered by Jaden Struble a minute and 42 seconds later. It is 1-1 after 2 periods of play as we send it back to Brian Mudryk and Mike Johnson.
Mark, at the end of the second period, David Savard got in a verbal altercation with one of the refs, and it's going to cost Montreal.
I don't think he knew. He came out to start the second period, drinking water, doing some smelling salts, as though he was getting ready to start the period. Now he's having a conversation with Trevor Hansen, a little different than the one he had at the end of the second, where you don't need to be a master lip reader to see what David Savard was saying. And that was after the conversation with the big scrum in the corner. And at some point he said the magic words that got him a 10, which is a pretty significant penalty when you already have Matheson out of the lineup, Gooley sitting on almost 18 minutes through 2 periods. David Savard has played 14 minutes, 9 seconds. And so they will be without his services for the first 10 minutes of the third period.
Referees tonight, Trevor Hansen, Pierre Lambert, underway here in this third period. In a 1-1 game, first ever meeting between Utah Hockey Club and the Montreal Canadiens. They'll do it again at Utah in early January. And next season, Mike, they'll have a nickname. It could be exciting.
Feels like Yeti is the clubhouse leader. Watch yourself. Bobbles back there for Vejmelka. I don't mind the HC. Utah Hockey.
I like the colors. These jerseys, they're sharp. I like them.
You can't find their merch anywhere. It's sold out all across the NHL platforms.
Newhook just out of the reach of Dvorak. Jams in front of Vejmelka. Score! Jammed in. Alex Newhook. The second effort. 2-1 Montreal.
Alex Newhook, opportunistic, pouncing on a loose puck as Vejmelka just loses track of it on a tight angle, wasted centering pass into his feet by Dvorak. Bouncing around, and Newhook quicker to it than Lamoureux to pop it over Vejmelka. But that's a bit lazy by Vejmelka to lose track of that puck and let it kick around his feet, allowing Newhook to pounce for his 5th of the year.
Great start to the third period. Alex Newhook strikes in the opening minute of this third period. 2-1 Montreal. Montembeault, he'll play it away. Newhook trying to get it to Suzuki. Lane Hudson at center ice, couldn't handle the puck. You know, he talked this morning with the media, Mike, about the excitement of playing on the top line, using his speed, getting things going, and he does get things going 46 seconds in to this third period. Here's Keller, some speed, brings it into the corner. Hudson knocked it away. Caden Gooley has the puck. So no David Savard for 10 minutes of this third period. Clayton Keller waiting, shooting, that hit Gooley, went wide. Schmaltz chips it in deep. There's Hudson. Plays for Gooley. Suzuki for Newhook. Alex Newhook, he'll drift it in, and Montreal starts a change. Heineman jumps on the ice. McBain lost it. Gets it back. Here's McBain. Jack McBain some space, and he'll fan on the shot. Interrupted by Struble. McBain back on it. McBain all tangled up by Barron. As McBain and Newhook were teammates at Boston College back in the day together. Look out, Heineman, turnover, shooting, and he missed up high. Heineman back on it. Emil Heineman, Evans, and he tried to jam it towards the net. Man, Emil Heineman with a look in tight. Bouncing puck, Cooley, taken away nicely by Barron. Struble back in his own zone. Heineman tied for 5th in rookie goals. He's got 4, and 2 of them on the power play for Montreal. Shot from Bjugstad, off a stick and wide of Montembeault. Joshua Waugh, pinned by Nick Bjugstad from a knee. Waugh will play it to the other side. Mata picks it up. He's in deep. Michelli. Parents from Finland and the United States, and grandpa of Italian descent.
Joe had a great year last year, 57 points. A tremendous passer of the puck.
With the all-rookie team in his rookie season in the National Hockey League. Here's Sergachev. Kevin Stenlund will backhand it in.
Offside. So Montreal didn't get much going. 8 shots through 2 periods. And they get the early goal from Newhook, and then turnover by Lamoureux and Heineman. We know how well he shoots the puck. Wheels and fires and just sails it wide. Trying to build on the 1-0 goal that Newhook had. Christian Dvorak's been around the puck more than we've seen in games past, and he centers it out of the corner. Newhook there to jump on it, and Montreal has the lead.
And Gallagher, well, not surprising, has played with some tenacity tonight. Gallagher's been around it.
The objective for Montreal would have been just to play the third period 5-on-5.
Kaiden Guhle racing in to hold the zone. There at Hayton. And that stays in play. Caden Primo was ready. He was worried he'd get bonked on the head, but it did not hit him. He'll go tomorrow night at Columbus in net.
So I wonder what this is like for Christian Dvorak, who of course was a longtime member of the Coyotes. And now is this money on the board kind of night, even though it's a new franchise, even though it's a quasi-former franchise? As he had some good years down in the desert. I was down there talking to some of the staff. A lot of the staff that were in Arizona came with Utah with the move. Equipment staff, training staff, coaching staff, front office staff largely made the move in its entirety from Arizona to Utah.
Including general manager Bill Armstrong. The Utah drafted Tej Aginla with their first ever pick. 6th overall after Demidov went to Montreal at 5. His dad was pretty good, Mike. Kaiden Guhle. Slafkovsky tried to pass through the legs. Hudson for Kirby Dach. Dach, high shot. Couldn't beat Pavelka with that. And look out, here comes Utah numbers. Cooley across, one-timer score. Jack McBain scores in back-to-back games, and it's a 2-2 game.
What a pass, what a finish, but that's on Lane Hudson. You're on your backhand. You're going down the offensive blue line to keep a puck in, and you have to be hard on that puck, even if it means you don't handle it quite as cleanly, because if you don't, it's a 2-on-1, and McBain digging in to get ahead of just enough. That's a beautiful feed from Logan Cooley. Head up the whole way, and McBain able to drop to a knee to elevate it over. In an odd man rush, you didn't have to give up, but Lane Hudson knows over-skating a puck in a bad spot in a bad moment.
8th of the season for McBain. Mike, he had 8 all of last campaign.
And he's hot now. That's 6 goals in his last 9 games. 3 games in a row where he has scored. He's an opportunistic, complimentary player. Big guy, but can shoot it really hard as long as you transport it into good places. He's not bad at finishing them off. And Logan Cooley with a nice feed to tie the game.
Played at the Olympics for Canada in 2022. McBain's 8th from Cooley and Gunther. So a nice 2-point game for Dylan Gunther and game 100 for him in the National Hockey League.
A little game of musical chairs out here. Defensive team supposed to get the last move. So trying to get sorted out.
Gunther, Cooley also 3-game point streaks now for Utah. In a 2-2 game, nearly 5 minutes gone in this third period. Kesselring loads up, rams one in. Then comes Stenlund, hit by Arbor Xhekaj. Stenlund goes down as Xhekaj loaded him up. Alex Kerfoot in the corner, trying to spin away from Dvorak. Kerfoot behind the net, still with it. Kerfoot up top, Ian Cole, his drive missed. Carcone He'll protect. Trying to cut away from Barron. Josh Anderson in his own corner defensively. Try to jam it along the wall. Carcone. Ian Cole, wrist shot just wide. Picked up by Anderson. He's got Gallagher. Gallagher, and the pass just out of his reach, but he's first man in. Gallagher in the corner. He got spun around and controlled by Kesselring. He'll throw to the far boards. Collected by Struble, who lost it. Watched by Gunther. There's Hudson. Up the left side, little pop pass. Anderson to Suzuki. Nick Suzuki tracks in. Works it across. And played behind the net. There's Hudson waiting for it. Lane Hudson trying to walk by McBain. Lost the puck. And Gunther sends that down the ice. Would have been icing, but it's right to Montembeault. He's got to play it, and he will to Caulfield. Look out. Tough bounce there for Struble. Held in by Schmaltz for Cooley. Logan Cooley for Schmaltz. Little backhand dish. Maverick Lamoureux towards the net, and Montembeault sees it and stops it. A 2-2 tie here in this third period. Newhook, and then his Boston College former teammate, McBain. It's 2-2.
Offensive players are smart, and they notice trends, and perhaps one developing for Karel Vejmelka. Tonight, Christian Dvorak from a tight angle, throws it into his feet, kind of loses where he is and where the puck is. Newhook scores. On Sunday against Toronto, Mitch Marner throws it into his feet, kind of loses where he is, where the puck is, puts it in the net himself. As good as he has been all year long for Utah, a couple of strange tight angle shots that have bothered him. That will not be lost on opponents going forward.
Here's Newhook. A goal in this game. Fighting for space. Pinned by Sergachev. He'll work it to Caulfield, far corner. And then Suzuki took an elbow. Utah with numbers. Keller. Good job. Hudson took it away. Lane Hudson. 2-on-1 in the corner. He'll play it far wall. Spin and a miss. Schmaltz, and it's moved up to Caulfield.
No confidence on Schmaltz.
Full Caulfield. Space, cuts in, shoots, stop Vejmelka. Caulfield walked that right in, and a good look. Michelli trying to chip and chase. Hudson in the corner. Gooley got taken down. Gooley back up. In comes Kroos. Joshua Waugh there. Waugh, a little backhand to center. Lamoureux back. Heineman trying to check him and take the puck away. Good job by Maverick Lamoureux. Stayed with the play. Evans got dumped. And Lamoureux plays it across. Flip to center. Comes to Jake Evans in his own zone. Arbor Jacka to center ice. The touch from Heineman. Racing after it, Evans. In on Lamoureux. Heineman there first. Stretch pass up ahead intended for Logan Cooley. He's first man in, and Montembeault's got to poke that away. shots 25-11 in favor of Utah. Fewest this season, 16 for Montreal. That was at Washington Halloween night. Cooley, nice little pop pass through the legs. There's McBain. Little pace, drops it off. Rister hit a body wide. There's Cooley. Logan Cooley slings it across. Gunther settles down the bouncing puck towards the net. Spinning McBain, and that hit Armia. Still loose off Gunther, comes to Cooley. He tries to clear. And finally, it's Yoel Armia with the puck for Montreal. Jaden Struble. He'll hesitate. Utah changing. Here's Slafkovsky. At his own line, Juraj Slafkovsky checked by Stenlund. Slafkovsky tries again. Kirby Dach over the line. He'll chip it in. In comes Slafkovsky. Worked by Newhook. And again, Utah clears, courtesy Carcone. He takes a look, skates it in. Rister hit a leg, never made it through. Stenlund behind the net, taken away by Lane Hudson. Hudson pinned by Stenlund. Armia trying to dig it free as well. Kirby Dach in his own zone. Round the boards. There's Cole and Slafkovsky. They'll poke it away from him to Armia. Up for Kirby Dach. Dach walking it in through the legs. Kirby Dach hauled down. And that is a great power move that draws a penalty. What a rush from Kirby Dach.
The speed of Dach going wide, you get him with possession, speed, and a gap, and he is dangerous.
Utah, number 10, minor penalty, holding.
Forces Lamoureux into a holding penalty. Kirby Dach, we've seen this before. He loves to pull it back as he was to shoot it and then drag it through when you reach for the poke check, and almost would have been a spectacular goal. And so Lamoureux, who takes a lot of penalties we talked about, second most in the league per minute played, takes another one and puts Montreal back on the power play.
Montreal 0 for 2, Mike, 2 shots. They go to work again in a 2-2 game. Here's Lane Hudson. He'll start things up for Montreal. Hudson, 11 assists on the season, still looking for his first NHL goal. Newhook, good speed, brings it in for Armia. Puck bounces for Gallagher, and Utah will slash that to center. Hudson at center, takes a look, flips it back. Newhook. Alex Newhook over the blue line. Yoel Armia back to Newhook. Heineman to Newhook in the corner. Heineman gets it back, round the wall. There's Gallagher for Hudson. Lane Hudson slings it across. Heineman. Hudson. Lane Hudson. Wanted Heineman. Good check from McBain, who took that lane away. For what it's worth, David Savard can come out now after a stoppage. Look out, Kerfoot trying to take it away from Suzuki.
Puck hit the glove on the bench, so we get a whistle, which means Savard can mercifully step out of the box as Lane Hudson is in the middle of a 2-minute shift now. Some injured guys see Mike Matheson, Michael Pezzetta, Laine, Reinbacher. Wouldn't mind having some of these bodies available to you. Great to see Patrick Laine back on the ice. And he's coming up on the 2-month timeline that was given, as Arpon talked about in the intermission. And he'll add an element to the Montreal Canadiens that they need. Explosive offensive player.
And Mike, just some excitement, right? I mean, get the Bell Center pumping. A guy they really look forward to. An unfortunate injury as Montreal tries to set things up in this power play. 30 seconds left. Here's Hudson. Lane Hudson. Suzuki. Bill delay. Watched by Kroos. Nick Suzuki up for Hudson. Hudson. Kirby Dach. Back for Hudson. Hudson. Suzuki. Lost the puck. Bouncing. Just keeps it in. But it's up to Kerfoot at center. And again, Utah killing off more time, and that'll pretty much do it for the power play here for Montreal. In a 2-2 tie, here's Goulet. Lamoureux's out of the box, 5-on-5. Evans Keeps it moving in front for Joshua Watt. He couldn't handle it. Dooley. Jake Evans. Spinning away from Kesselring. Evans in the corner. Keeps the puck moving. Josh Anderson slings it up top. Savard for Cooley. He'll throw it in deep. Josh Anderson leaves for Evans behind the net. Jake Evans up for Cooley. David Savard waits, shoots, and that's off a body and high and out of play at the Bell Center with 8:12 to go in this hockey game. Montreal trying to pick up a win in their first ever game against Utah. Time now for the electrifying save of the game, brought to you by the Polestar 2. Experience pure electric performance for yourself.
He hasn't had too many to do, but this one on Cole Caulfield by Karl Vejmelka was tremendous, going all the way across, keeping the glove up to take it away from Cole Caulfield, and his best save of the game.
Like right glove, left glove, did it matter for you as a shooter?
Yeah, especially on plays like that, because that would be a blocker up there and maybe the top of the stick, but it's a lot easier to track things in flight with the glove than with the blocker.
So a quick look at Bill Armstrong, general manager in the brass for Utah. Here's Savard. Puck at center. Sergachev finds it. He'll shoot it in. Montembeault settles it down. Cole Caulfield trying to clear, cannot. It's worked to the other side. Racing after it, Olli Maatta. He'll backhand it in. Savard got tripped up. Newhook there. Schmaltz took it away. Caulfield racing after it, and there's Sergachev. Clayton Keller slams it back in for Utah. And that's a weird bounce. It deflects out of play.
Think about David Savard, who spent the intermission relaxing, then came out and sat there in the box for 10 minutes, which is probably 16, 18 minutes of real time. He would have been like 30, 40 minutes without moving. And then you jump into a tie game with 8 minutes left and say, go get intense in your defensive zone coverage. It's really challenging to do as he's trying to wake the legs up after sitting down for the better part of an hour.
You could bring the smelling salts to the box though, right, Mike? That's legal.
Yes.
Kesselring can't hold the zone, and look out, Heineman with Waugh. Emil Heineman shoots. Oh, good stuff, Vejmelka. The kid can shoot, and you like the shot choice there. He didn't miss by much. Good save, Vejmelka, to keep it 2-2. Here's Struble at center. Barron. Waugh wanted to pop that right to Heineman in stride. Couldn't do it clean. Vejmelka will play it to Cole. Hit by Evans. Gunter through the legs. Picked up by Cooley. Logan Cooley had it. Lost it, and Heineman clears to center. Always special, this building, for Logan Cooley. He was drafted here. The year Slavkovsky went 1. Shane Wright fell to 4. And Cooley, a member now of Utah. As the Arizona Coyotes officially done. You hope, though, someday, you played there, Mike, maybe someday NHL hockey comes back to the desert, but not for now.
They'd like to have an arena that would work, but that is a ways away. Apparently the new owner and how they've been treated in Utah has been so good.
Here's Dvorak with Anderson. Josh Anderson tried to drop it back to him, could not do it clean. Brian and Ashley Smith, the owners in Utah, by all accounts. Look out, Montembeault.
He got caught leaving the post.
Look out, Gallagher had his helmet knocked off.
Him and Sergachev have been going at each other all night. We're teammates. Like a training camp game. Oh, the fake. Dirty. That's dirty pull by Sergachev. And he draws a reaction, as it should. As it should. If you're gonna stir it up, get ready when it goes.
Well, Jack-Eye is all over Kroos.
Kroos is a pretty tough customer of his own, although he doesn't want Jack-Eye. Gallagher on the bottom. Now Sergachev wants Gallagher now. The refs in there. So Cormier, the linesman, trying to keep them apart.
Sergachev, Mike, 4 career games with Montreal. Obviously a high draft pick. Played the 4 games.
He's a spirited player. Doesn't mind mixing it up a little bit. Not certainly not fighting, but plays with an edge and physicality.
Savard's going back to the box.
He's like, come on. I just got out of here. Give me a break. How am I the only one in here right away? I imagine when this is all said and done, everything will be evened up, whether it's 4-on-4 or maybe 2 guys in from each team.
Well, Mike, come on. It's country night at the Bell Center. You need a bit of a rodeo, right? So there you go.
I almost had one right there. That would have been one for the fans to remember. There's the awkward save by Montembeault, and Savard clears out the front of the net. That draws a bit of a crowd, but it really was Gallagher and Sergachev who kept it going. And Sergachev with the fake punch coming up that annoys everyone. But more often than not, these situations end out all even.
Montreal 58's got a minor penalty for elbowing. Utah 98's got a minor penalty for roughing. 4-on-4.
So Sergachev gets one on the initial exchange. Was that Michelli had down on the ground? And then Sergachev picks up one for the exchange with Gallagher. 4-on-4 it is. A little open ice to break the tie with 6:07 left. I like it. David Savard is padding the stats right now. Came into the game with 4 penalty minutes. And he is going to quadruple that tonight.
You're not liking his Lady Bing chances now?
He's looking pretty good for 4 PIMs. I'm surprised to see that it was just 4 after 20 games.
Remember Mike Matheson just in the 1 game versus the Rangers. He dropped him versus Trouba, defending a teammate, and he had a bunch in a single game to lead Montreal for a while in PIMs.
I think Gallagher can't help but wipe the grin off his face. He loves that. He loves just being in the muck. Whether it's in front of the opposition's net, banging around the crease, in along the boards, it's where he's made a career.
And you could argue, Mike, he's a guy that plays better when he's playing in these moments. That brings the best out in Brendan Gallagher, and you drag your teammates into the fire. In a 2-2 game, 6 minutes remaining here on this Tuesday night. Montreal, Utah. First of 2 meetings this season. Here's Caulfield. 4-on-4 hockey. Nick Suzuki around Keller. Suzuki over the blue line. He'll stop. Suzuki. Lane Hudson. Caulfield. Up for Hudson. Across, Caden Gooley. Caulfield. Still with it. Cutting in. Caulfield did everything but pull the trigger as Kerfoot the other way. He'll stop. Gets popped by Caulfield. Suzuki. Look at a straight quick. Nick Suzuki shot off a skating wide. Kerfoot sets up behind his goalie. Watched by the other 15, Newhook.
He wants to get rid of it and get off the ice.
Maverick Lamoureux plays it behind his goalie. Newhook still on the forecheck. The veteran Cole, he'll wait with the puck. Ian Cole hands the puck off. Barrett Hayton through center. He'll stop at the line. Throws it across. Wrist shot Schmaltz off a stick and wide. Schmaltz then swatted away by Struble. Lamoureux in deep. Payton chips for Schmaltz. Lays it up top. Cole. Lamoureux. Little fake. Try to get it towards the net. Hit the stick of Barron, and that'll chip out of play. 4:37 to go on this Tuesday night in a 2-2 game for Martin St. Louis and the Montreal Canadiens on TSN.
And Canadiens hockey on TSN is brought to you by Molson. Whether it's Canadian, Ultra, Export, or XL, there's a Molson with your name on it.
Coming down the last 4.5 minutes. Kirby Dach, much publicized down on the fourth line. I thought he's actually made some nice plays with the puck, and perhaps a good way to cap this game for him would be find some open ice here in the 4-on-4 and go to work.
Puck held into the line. Olli Maatta for Logan Cooley. Pass too hot to handle. McBain below the goal line. 20 seconds left of 4-on-4. Maatta swipes at it. McBain below the goal line. In a battle with Caden Gooley. Backhand dish. Kesselring. Kesselring around Dvorak. Walks it in. Kesselring still with it. Shoots, and Montembeault deflected, then made the save. Kesselring was wonderful for the United States at the recent World Hockey Championship where they played in Ostrava. He was a teammate of Cole Caulfield. And with guys like Seth Jones and Werenski, he was actually one of their best defensemen in that tournament. Here's Cooley trying to walk it through everyone. Checked by Joshua Waugh. When Waugh got clipped, brought in offside. 3:50 to go, third period.
You know, the old out-of-conference opponents, last 5 minutes. The 1 point is so valuable, especially for Utah, who want to try to climb closer to the playoffs. They think that they're maybe closer to it than Montreal right now. And so you can see some conservative play to secure the 1 point before they get to overtime.
Utah 19 points, Montreal 16 points. Heineman, he got pinned by Cole. Leighton Keller sends it across. Sergachev. Back to 5-on-5 hockey, under 4 to go. Heineman, big check there on Cole. Here's Joshua Waugh with Evans. Waugh flips, Evans slashes at it and missed the net. Ian Cole advances the puck. Schmaltz gets that to center. Here's Struble for Montreal. Both teams getting some fresh legs up. David Savard. Josh Anderson pinned at center by Kerfoot. He'll bring it in. Kerfoot flips, backhand try, and Carcone stopped. Carcone using the boards up top. Olli Maatta wanted the tip, missed everything. Gallagher able to work that to center ice. Maatta back, watched by Anderson. Anderson able to take it away. Swipes it in for Dvorak. Vejmelka out to play it. Kerfoot around the boards. There's Carcone, watched by Gallagher. Olimata to center for Kerfoot, trying to track in. Herbert Jackey's got to get back, and he will, as he lines him up. Kevin Stenlund. Check by Barron. Here's Stenlund. Zips it up for Cole. Cole hands it off. Sergachev fakes the shot. Waits with it. Across. One-timer. Montembeault read it well. And he stops Stenlund. Stenlund from the corner. Watched by Barron. Carconi across Kerfoot and hopped off his stick. Cole's in deep. He'll backhand it in. There's Anderson. Anderson up the left wing. Brendan Gallagher skates to center. Kerfoot at center ice. Montreal able to get some fresh bodies out. Logan Cooley at the line, backhands it in. In comes McBain. Taken away by Suzuki. Under 2 to go. Bell Center, Tuesday night, 2-2 tie. Lane Hudson up ahead. Newhook brought it in momentarily. It's to Gunther for Cooley. Cooley stops. Drops it up top. The drive from Kesselring missed. Gunther, little backhand. McBain centering feed right to Lane Hudson. And he'll chip that to center ice. Lane Hudson starts the play for Suzuki. Suzuki brings it in, lost the puck. Gunther able to jam it out of the zone. McBain picks up the puck. His teammates still changing. He had no help, and he'll change as well. Lane Hudson. Armia to center ice. Sergachev fires it right back in. Final minute, Bell Center in a 2-2 tie. Here's Joel Armia. Look out, Cole got clipped. Armia trying to walk it in as Evans lays it back. Struble. Schmaltz got in the way. Struble slings it towards the front of the net and stopped as Evans, he got speared in front, got the deflection on Vejmelka, who holds with 45.3 to go.
Evans trying to get the loose puck. He's wondering where's the penalty. It was Ian Cole and Evans that got tangled up before, and that is a stick in a tough area right between the, Ian Cole coming in late. It's right there. We've seen a lot of penalties tonight. Montreal looking for a call. It did not get one late. The refs have seemingly put their whistles away here in the third period.
Just 12 shots for Montreal in this game. But a 2-2 tie. They're one shot away for 2 points. Evans. Sergachev took it away. They'll poke it up the left side. Clayton Keller to Stenlund. He lets it go to Kerfoot. Kerfoot. Checked by Struble. Under 30 seconds to go. Struble took down Kerfoot. Play continues. Heineman.
So strong. His upper body just throws guys around when he gets a hold of them.
Struble is a big, tough customer. Jake Evans at center. Michael Kesselring back as Anderson got taken down. 4 seconds left, one last push. Utah, McBain walks it in, gotta be quick, drops it off, wrist shot blocked. And this one is going to overtime. First ever meeting between Montreal and Utah on this Tuesday night. And Mike, those 12 shots through regulation, the lowest of the season for Montreal.
Well, it's like you put a 5 spot up in the overtime, you never know, and get to 17 and exceed their previous low of 16. And not a ton of activity in this game, just 4 goals throughout regulation. And it was Utah opening the scoring. Dylan Gunther, just a wicked one-timer, tremendous shooter, get it up 1-0. Struble says I could shoot it too with a wrister. And then to open the third period, Newhook jumps on a loose puck to make it 2-1. Montreal in good shape, but then shortly after, a quick 2-on-1 and Cooley to McBain. 3 games in a row with a goal for Jack McBain, tying it at 2. And Montembeault, the much busier of the 2 goaltenders, 28 shots, 26 saves for Samuel Montembeault. 12 shots, 10 saves for Kyle Vejmelka. And some big time ice times as Gooley, just under 25 minutes on the night. Hudson, 24.5 minutes on the night. And those are the 2 guys that will likely play in the overtime. And for Andre Tourigny's club, obviously Sergachev is their big minute muncher. 28.5 for Mikhail Sergachev, and you'll see a lot of Keller and Gunther and Cooley and Schmaltz in the overtime for Utah.
Well, you saw Andre Tourigny on the bench as well. This is a huge moment for him as well. Quebec native comes back. It's special to coach here. He's from about 40 minutes from Montreal. He said yesterday spent time with family, friends, cousins, you name it. And that's great, right? It's great to kind of reset, refresh, seeing people that love you, hang out.
Yeah, but you know what's better?
Winning.
To leave those people to win.
Winning.
That's what he wants right now. And so we'll see what happens in overtime.
Well, in their first season, Mike, Utah 3-3 in OT, Montreal 0-2.
This one's going to last longer than Matty Coronado's effort.
That was Montreal, Calgary. Look out, Hudson. Nearly blew a tire, back on his skates, and he'll play it away from Clayton Keller. Lane Hudson in his own zone. In comes Gunther. Gunther steals the puck up top, and Gunther takes the pass from Sergachev, gives it back to the defenseman, and Gunther's watched by Caulfield. Clayton Keller, the captain for Utah. Dylan Gunther, little shoulder check. He's going to walk it in. Gunther flips. Clayton Keller in. Suzuki, great stick to take that away.
Just enough. Suzuki looked like he had lost the angle, but an active stick made the check.
Gunther, one more time over the blue line. He'll drop. Logan Cooley has Sergachev with him. Cooley winds it up. Wrist shot off the stick of Suzuki and out of play.
You really need to know how fast you are relative to the guy you're checking when you're playing 3-on-3. And Suzuki got sort of parallel with Keller way up ice, and I wasn't sure if he's going to be able to catch the speedy Clayton Keller, but he did just in time to take it away.
Schmaltz, Hayton, and Olimata out there for Utah. Evans lines up to take the draw. He's got Doc and Cooley with him. Face off to the right of Samuel Montembeault. Great game for him. 26 saves for Samuel Montembeault. And Cooley will control off the face-off for Montreal. Cooley flips for Doc. Evans races after it. He'll be first guy in. No icing. Evans picks it up. Pamelka thought about playing it. Cooley didn't like what he saw, so they'll reset here at center ice and back to their own zone. Kirby Doc takes a look over the blue line. Stops. Doc still with it. Checked by Hayton. He'll curl around again. Doc leaves. Jake Evans. Evans. Doc with it. Drops it. Cooley walks it in. Wrist shot. Stop Pamelka. What a snipe from Cooley and a better save. Great velocity on the wrist shot from Caden Cooley. Newhook takes a look, winds up his speed. Newhook drops it back. Lane Hudson there under some duress, and he gets cross-checked by Cooley. Heineman steals. Oh, he had Hudson, but the pass behind him. Newhook, he'll pick it up. Newhook takes it away from Cooley behind the net. Newhook. Alex Newhook up for Lane Hudson. Keeps it onside. Hudson stops, space, drops it off. Newhook, back to Hudson.
Take it at Cooley, he's a little tired.
Newhook, still with it. Alex Newhook leaves. Heineman cutting in with it. Backhand feed in front, and it's right on the stick of Cooley. Logan Cooley controls the puck. He's watched by Heineman.
Not all by himself. Oh, tough break.
Olimata up ice for Keller. Clayton Keller crisscrossing at the line. Keller, Gunther, back to the point. Sergachev, space, so he could have walked it right in, but he dropped it off, and it's pocket picked by Cooley.
I'm with you. Sergachev let that thing fly right between the top of the circles.
You might have been surprised that that space opened up wide for him and tried to drop the pass off. Here's Caulfield over the blue line. Cole Caulfield, Cooley, wrister, and he just missed. Suzuki had it and elects to go to Caulfield at center. Suzuki fights off the check and works it back to Cooley for Suzuki. A little bit of space. Kirby Doc. Doc waits, shoots off a body. Gunther can't find it. Doc had it, lost it to Gunther. Dylan Guenther at center ice. He'll curl around. Guenther for Michael Kesselring. Jack McBain, who has a goal in this game for Utah. McBain over the blue line. McBain takes it wide, stops. McBain hands the puck off. Kerfoot at the blue line. Alex Kerfoot in. Wrister off the skate of Newhook and wide. Kerfoot, the body check, trying to free the puck. McBain.
Stick for Barron. Trouble.
Kesselring. And they can see now, no stick for Barron. Kesselring waiting.
Pass it right through Barron. That's where you got to attack. Don't just stand in front of the net. We're going to use that McBain.
Final minute. Kesselring shoots. And it's picked up by Newhook. And Barron, he's going to hustle off to get it changed. And look out. Kerfoot trying to steal. Newhook steals it back. Gets it to Dog. Final minute. Bell center of OT. Sergachev. Little pop pass. And Montreal got away with one there. Sergachev. 35 seconds left in OT. Garrett Hayton over the blue line. Hayton, little flip. Schmaltz cutting in. Schmaltz in front, score! The former Hab, Mikhail Sergachev, the overtime winner, and Utah takes it 3-2.
Took almost the entire 5 minutes of overtime. And eventually the former Hab, who was well over 30 minutes on the night, Sergachev, still with the legs to drive to the back door. And Sergachev has some words that he's still fired up about his exchanges throughout the game with the Montreal Canadiens. And Utah, who really prioritized the result of this game, is able to find a late goal in overtime. Sergachev just gets inside body position on Jake Evans. See how he seals him off? Uses his right shoulder to keep him on his hip. And a nice pass from Schmaltz. Another assist for Schmaltz. And big Sergachev just a little too big, a little too strong for Jake Evans to handle in front. And he ends the game in a game where Utah would say, shots were 29-13. We deserve to win that one. And he probably would be right. He ends it. Last minute of overtime.
So in the long, bitter rivalry, Mike, between Utah and Montreal, game one, Utah wins the first ever matchup, which brings us to the Molson big moment of the game.
And it's got to be the last goal. Sergachev drifting in there, Schmaltz attacking with speed, and you get Doc and Evans, two forwards trying to play defense on a 2-on-2. And Utah able to take advantage and end the game, pick up the big road win in overtime, courtesy of Mikhail Sergachev.
First of two meetings between these two teams. They'll do it again at Utah on January the 14th. And finally, Mike, our Molson 3 stars of the game.
Yeah, Sergachev, he gets that overtime winner. Dylan Guenther, probably the best Utah player with the puck tonight. See the shot, you see the creativity. And Christian Dvorak, really good night, skating well. He rang a post, picked up an assist, and maybe a building block game for him.
Dylan Guenther in his 100th game in the National Hockey League. It's a memorable one for him. A goal, an assist, and we're back with you. MSG, Habs, Rangers. Mike and I will have the call Saturday, 1 Eastern time. Of course, Thanksgiving in the United States. Montreal Canadiens, game one of a back-to-back. They're in Columbus tomorrow night. In the meantime, thanks for watching our coverage, and good night from downtown Montreal. States.
just mean?